Hello and welcome back to the stream. We are live with a second watch along of the day. We're gonna be streaming, well, not streaming a match, but obviously having a normal watch along broadcast regarding the Switzerland versus Colombia match. So yes, we have a few people in the chat already, which is awesome. Ha, AV, you're back. Nice one, bro. Thank you for sharing those 10 minutes. Absolutely wonderful to see you. Abdul says at the beginning, hi V.A.S and chat, how are you? Argentina 3, Egypt 2. What a classic game it was, Abdul. Thank you for joining me with that one. Next up is Switzerland versus Colombia. Like and subscribe. You never walk alone. Appreciate the big up, my man. Thank you. Big Camby says, yo, Abdul, big up yourself, bro. Respect. AVFC, like I said, you're back for 10 minutes. Hope you enjoyed your walk. Let me know if the boxer did as well. Hope she didn't like yank you down the road too much on the leash. Abdul says, hi Cameron, how are you? Also, how is your family? Thank you and you're welcome. Excellent stuff there. Hi AVFC, how are you? Like and subscribe, thanks and you're welcome. No, really good, my bro. Thank you so much. So we're looking forward to another game here. So it's going to be, I think this one could be, it's probably not going to be as dramatic as the last one, but ultimately, I've got high hopes for this game. I think it's two of the two teams that are kind of could be deemed as dark horses for the tournament. Colombia have a lot of attacking power and a good defense as well. And Switzerland are just a very well all-rounded team, great organisation, decent up top. They've got this new player, Jonathan Manzambi as well, which is who is pulling up trees. So I think it's going to be a good match. But yeah, feel free to obviously get your messages in, guys. AV, feel free to take the floor. You're only around for 10 minutes. So all good, my man, all good. Feel free to dominate the chat, my bro. Right, while the lobby's building up, I will go through the team sheets just quickly, and I'll come back to any bits in the chat as well. And thank you for the positivity, Abdul. Really much appreciated. Absolute legend. AB says he's... Oh, he's got no family, mate. No worries, bro. You've got your pooch. You know, it's good as blood. It's good as blood, as you know. Abdul says, where is Peter Pan and Sir King Arthur I? I'm sure they will be around at some point. But all good. But if not, we wish them a good evening. But I'm sure Peter will drop back in later on. Arthur doing his disappearing acts. He's probably running out of steam in the summer, the youngster. Right, we'll quickly go through the teams there. Guys, get your predictions in. Even though, AV, you're not sticking around for the full thing, feel free to drop your prediction in the chat and let's see how it pans out. We can discuss on Thursday. So Switzerland with their manager, Murat Yakin. Murat Yakin, obviously, definitely, I remember, of Turkish origin. I can't remember if he... No, he did represent Switzerland as well, even though he obviously has Turkish heritage as well. Playing a 4-2-3-1 system. Yo, get Rob. Nice to see you back in the chat, my man. Hope you are well, brother. All good. You're going for Colombia 2-1. And Rob, did you watch the Argentina-Egypt game? What did you think of it? How sensational was it? Unbelievable. I felt so sorry for the Egyptians. AV says 2-1 Switzerland. Fair enough. I'm actually thinking the same myself. I'm going to get my prediction in now as well. I'm joining you, AV. I actually think 2-1 Switzerland as well. But I think it's going to be a close one anyway. But all good. Like I said, yep, Rob, let us know. Did you watch the Egypt game earlier or did you miss it? It was a slightly earlier kickoff time, wasn't it? Feel free to let me know. Abdul says, is Arthur 13 years old? He has a lot of wisdom for 13 years old. And does he have consent to talk adults? Yeah, that is a good point. I mean, the second part did cross my mind, but hey, you can't control what other parents are doing, obviously. But no, he's, you know... I'm sure he is 13 because obviously he can come off with a few little slightly immature things at times. But he's definitely very worldly and very, you know, does have a lot of wisdom for such tender years. 100%. Abdul says, hi, Get Rob. How are you? And how is your family? Thank you. And you are welcome. No problem. Obviously, guys, appreciate everyone that's in so far. Feel free to drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. It will be most welcome as we push towards 500 subscribers, building a nice little community here. that we all support different teams, you know, follow maybe sometimes different nationalities, people from all over the world, but we're always having a good time, sharing good stories, etc. Rob says, yes, unbelievable stuff. All my lads are mad. They think Egypt deserved the win. So did I. But incredibly entertaining. It really was, wasn't it, my bro? It was absolutely incredible. Like, you know, to be fair, I thought Egypt were hard done by, but ultimately it was one heck of a comeback from Argentina. And it was one of those games where no side deserved to lose, if that makes sense. Rob, do remind me, my bro, because obviously we only had a brief chat before. Who is your club team? Let me know who you follow in the Premier League, if you do, or maybe another team in England. I'm trying to remember, but do forgive me because I've met a lot of people over recent times and it's hard to keep up with everything. But yeah, please let me know. It'd be love to get to know you better. The main man, King Arthur, is back in the chat. Hello, Arthur. Humble Dude, bro, is in the building. How are you doing, my man? Humble Dude says, gonna be a competitive one, maybe 1-0 to the Swiss. I like your style, Humble. And I remember we had a little chat earlier. Thank you for commenting on my short. You absolute legend. Love to see it. Rob says, the big teams always find a way. That's the thing though, Rob, isn't it? It's the power, it's the it's legacy, it's history, and obviously it's ability as well. The big teams, whether it's international or, you know, in a whatever top tier divisions, the big teams always get it done. Abdul says, AV says, well, I think everyone got the Argentina game wrong. 100%. We did not see that coming. Obviously, we kind of went, hold on a minute, I'm trying to think my prediction. I went for 3-0, didn't I? Yeah. But I did get the 3 right, just maybe not in the order, but it is what it is. Abdul says, I support Liverpool and England. Thank you and you're welcome. Respect, Abdul. You follow the 2 teams that I do. Let's go. Arthur says, Colombia flu powder. Yeah, well, this is it. We shall see how it goes. Arthur is still trying to take that win. He was the closest. You said 3-1, didn't you, Arthur, I think? So fair enough. On paper, you were, even though you did not see the game panning out like that. But fair enough. All good, all good. Yeah, like I said, Rob, let us know who you support, which team you follow, or maybe you just follow football in general. There are some people out there that don't even actually support a team, but it is what it is. As long as you love the beautiful game, that is all that matters. Arthur reckons 2-0. Oh, you said 2-0. Okay, got ya. AV went, yeah, 5-0. Yeah, that was a wild prediction, bro. But to be fair, with the amount of chances they had, they could have been 2-3-0 up easy at some point. Abdul says, I was Argentina 3-1 Egypt. That's cool, bro. Don't worry, no need to apologise. Absolutely fine. So we go through the lineups. I'll quickly whiz through these because the chat is obviously building up. We've got, like I said, Murat Yakin playing the manager. 4-2-3-1 system. They've got Kobel in goal. Zakaria, that was also once of Juve and Chelsea. Elvedi, Akanji, that is now in Serie A, obviously formerly of Manchester City. Rodríguez, the veteran by now. Roberto Rodríguez. Freuler, Xhaka in midfield. Xhaka, the veteran. Rida playing the right-sided attack. Jashari in the 10. Ndoye off the left, who's a very pacey player. And Bril Imbolo playing up top for Switzerland. Let me go into the chat quickly. Get Rob says, England is my country, naturally. Southampton is my local club. Season ticket holder for 5 years. Well done, Rob. Respect it. And I had been a Liverpool fan since 2018. Had family very near Anfield. Lovely to hear, Rob. Obviously, you've got that kind of mixed kind of following in terms of your club. And yeah, all good. So you support both teams, as it were. But the Saints are your number one. How did you feel regarding the whole, during the Championship, the playoff situation with the Saints? What did you think of that situation? And do you see Southampton coming up to the Prem anytime soon? Obviously, Southampton have kind of dipped now from going to a regular Premier League team. They kind of entered yo-yo state. And obviously you're a football follower, you know what I mean by that. Sometimes they're just too good for the Championship, but not good enough for the Premier League. And that's where Southampton have kind of ended up these days. Arthur says, 1-0 Colombia, Díaz to score. You're going for Lucho Díaz to come up trumps. He hasn't scored a goal in this World Cup yet, but surely he's going to break his duck at some point. But yeah, we've got some contrasting predictions and opinions in the chat, which is what we love to see because that is what football's all about. Any more news from Humble? Hope you're good, Humble. Keep it moving. And obviously, like your name says, keep it humble. Get Rob says, been frustrating, but has fired us up a bit. I think this could be our season. I hear you, my bro. At the end of the day, Southampton, by hook or by crook, at some point, will always get back to the Prem. They just need to get to that point back where they can solidify. Because obviously there was a time when Southampton were just a staple in the Premier League or the top division. Even when I was a kid in the old First Division, which was obviously what we now term the Premier League, Southampton were always up there. Legendary manager, maybe before your time, Laurie McMenemy, and stuff like that. AV says, any news from Natasha? No, mate, she won't be in today, I would imagine. She's obviously going to be probably grieving, sadly, but you know, hopefully we hear from her come Thursday when she's had a bit of time to digest it. Let's send love and energy to Natasha from the chat. Abdul says, a lot of people don't want to say who they support because of rivalry and tribalism, basically. Welcome to an undisclosed and confidential about the team. Football is the winner, like Belgium versus Trump. Respect and love. Well said, Abdul. But yeah, just quickly following back on Southampton. Yeah, there was a time, obviously, you remember this, Rob, during the mid-2000s, Southampton was Liverpool's feeder club. We took Van Dijk, we took Mane, we took the striker, Ricky Lambert, we took Dejan Lovren, we took the right back. Who is the right back we took? Nathaniel Klein, and I think there was another one, Adam Lallana. We took 6 players off of Southampton in about a 4-year span. And also, incredibly, Rob said, sending love to Natasha. I hope she's doing well. Thank you, Rob. Great to hear from that. Honestly, as well, you've probably seen it as well, and I don't know if some of you would have in the chat. I'm sure Rob would as well. If you made an 11 of players that have come through the Southampton Academy, you would have literally the best team maybe that the Premier League has ever seen. They had Oxlade-Chamberlain, they had Walcott, they had Gareth Bell, they had obviously all the 6 players I talked about, Lallana, Van Dijk, Sadio Mane, maybe not Ricky Lambert, but you get the gist. Southampton have had absolute ballers come through their gates. They made a lot of money, but honestly, Van Dijk, Mane, Gareth Bell, absolutely ridiculous talent has come through the Saints Academy or been bought by the team. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, Rob, you know what I mean? Yeah, that was crazy. Now it's West Ham taking all of our players. Bro, it happens. West Ham are actually an absolute juggernaut of a team in reality. Even though the results don't prove it. The London base, the size of the stadium, the fan base in London, how much they can potentially generate. West Ham will surely be going up this year, in my opinion. Maybe the Saints can give them a big run for the money. Right, I'll go on to the second team in a minute. Abdul says, hi Natasha, blessings and greetings. How are you? And I hope everyone is okay. My deepest condolences to Natasha's dad. Sorry and apologies. All love together and prayers. Abdul says, hi Alpha, how are you? Right, let's see the Colombia team. So they have Vargas in goal. They've got Crystal Palace's Daniel Munoz at right back. Absolutely sensational wing back. They've got Davison Sanchez, who is a Tottenham flop, but has obviously started to recover his career. They have Lukumi as his centre-back partner. Mojica, who is a young, well, he was young a few years ago, but now he's obviously getting into that mid-25 territory at left-back. They've got Puerta, they've got Jefferson Lerma of Crystal Palace in midfield. They've got John Arias on the left-hand side of the midfield. Up top, on the right wing, they've got James Rodríguez, the man they call James Rodríguez, but he is obviously called James, because that's how the J is in the Spanish dialect. So they've got Suarez up top, and Lucho Díaz, the former Liverpool winger off the left. So both teams are quite well matched, I would say. Let's go back to the chat. Arthur says, I'm good and you. Abdul says, hi Humble, how are you? Feel free to respond, Humble, if you are there in the background. I hope you are my brother. Get Rob says, going to go, might be back, might not be. If not, have a great game and a great night. Thank you, Rob. Cheers, mate. And if you don't mind, Rob, before you go, enjoy the game, but please do drop a like before you leave. Great to see you again and hope to see you soon, my bro. Thank you so much. Humble dude, bro, is back. He says, all good, bro, with the muscles. This boy is definitely on creatine. He's definitely on protein. This guy is clearly jacked. He says, ready for the game. Top man, Humble. Abdul says, I'm okay, thank you, and you're welcome. I went to sleep, just woke up for the Swiss v Colombia. I hear that, Abdul. All good. Right, let's rifle through the subs bench, and then we can put that down. Get Rob says, drop the like. See you sometime. Wicked, my brother. You look after yourself. Take care. AV says, you missed Matt Letizia. Oh, my days. There you go. Obviously, I was doing it in a shorter period of time, but yeah, it's true. You're right. At the end of the day, but saying that, AV, the reason I was coming at it from the angle I was, is because they lost all of those players I was talking about. Obviously, Matt Letizia, he stayed there for his whole career, as you know. But yeah, I was just talking more about they lost all of those players. Mane, Van Dijk, Lallana. Oh my days, incredible. Gareth Bell. Absolutely crazy squad they could have had. Right, let's go through the subs bench. They've got Amdouni, they've got Amenda on, this is a Swiss bench, Comer, they've got Fasnacht, they've got Itten, Keller, Muhem, Mvogo, Okafor, Sao, Vargas, Widmer. Don't know hardly any of those Swiss players. On the Colombian bench, they've got Arias, Cambaz, Carrascal, Castano, Cordoba, still going, Cordoba, Dita, Gomez, Hernandez, Machado, Yerry Mina, formerly of Everton, Montero, David Ospina, formerly of Arsenal. Arthur, do you remember David Ospina? Used to be your goalkeeper, probably about, was it 6 years ago? When Emery was in charge, 6-7 years ago. David Ospina, your backup keeper, Portilla, Quintero, and is that Ricardo Rios. So yes, we have rifled through the teams, and now we can park that and get back to the chat where it is all that matters. Arthur says, make sure you to drop a like and smash the subscribe button. Thank you, Arthur. Much appreciated. Abdul says, weather looks nice Thursday and Friday. Addy, you getting a cookout and barbecue with your subscribers? Bro, I don't even have a garden. But if you host it, maybe one day, send us up to the penthouse. We're not going to talk about Arthur's castle because he doesn't appreciate it. But all good. One day, who knows? If I get a big old place, I'll have a cookout and you're all welcome. But you can bring your own food because I'm not that generous. Right, let's move it on. AV says, I bid everyone a good night, enjoy, and thoughts with Natasha. AV, good to see you again, my bro. Take care, and hopefully see you Thursday night. Look after yourself. Take care, my bro. Right, let's keep it moving. I need to sort out the graphics in the chat. Who's playing Switzerland? Let's look for that flag. Where's Colombia? Haven't even got them. Arthur says, I chose to forget the Emery era. Absolute bozo. You can't say that with an AV fan in the chat. Yes, nice one. See you Thursday, my bro. Take care. Yeah, you better leave now before Arthur flipping ridicules Unai Emery anymore. Arthur has no respect for Unai. Unai is a top manager. AV knows it, I know it, the chat know it, but Arthur has ruled out Emery. But take care, AV. Look after yourself, bro. Abdul says, hi Cameron, AVFC, get Rob, Arthur, humble, blessing and greetings. How are you? And also, how is your family? Thank you and you're welcome. Respect. Humble says, forgot to say, but good job with the stream thumbnail. Looks solid. Thank you, my bro. Appreciate it. Humble. Abdul says, hi Ade, how are you? And how's the family? Thank you and you're welcome. Respect. They are all good, my bro. My family's all good. My son is around in the background chilling away. I think he was watching some YouTube stuff. He's big into the whole MMA stuff, loves his fight stuff and whatnot. Not sure about some of his choice in fighters. He likes some kind of a bit, he likes the arrogant types. I don't know what that's all about, but hey, you know, maybe my son needs to say humble as well sometimes, but it is what it is. Let's go. Right, let's sort out the flags. Abdul says, everyone enjoy the game. The game is the game. Right, where is Switzerland? I need to upload the flag for the stream. Where is it? And there it is. Okay, cool. Let's get this into place quickly. Right, all good. yeah, that's right. Hold on a minute. Yeah, exactly. Abdul said, enjoy the game. Arthur said, Sir Belly Laugh. Yeah, my son definitely had the belly laugh. Did you hear it, Arthur, on the YouTube short? He was absolutely cracking up. We probably watched it about 7 times today together, and we laughed every single time. Proper comedy gold that was. Sir Belly Laugh. That is his name. 100%. It was absolutely hilarious. Oh my days, brilliant. To be honest, a lot of the time when I'm around or he's around, I'll make the shorts and he's in the background mocking me, laughing away and whatnot. But today was explosive funny. It was funny. Because usually at the end of the shorts, I'll pause it on a freeze or I'll do a silly face or I'll do something because I need to let it pan out and then I edit it afterwards. But today I held it really long to see if he would react, which he normally does. And then bang, you heard the belly laugh and he was gone. He was in bits, the boy. It was hilarious. Funny. Abdul says, who is your son's favourite UFC UFC fighter, Liverpool player and boxer. He's not really into football, even though the little degenerate, I took him to Anfield. He's been to Anfield. Loads of people haven't been to Anfield. I took my sons both to Anfield, the two youngest ones. I took the middle one to Anfield. He got to see Liverpool 4, West Ham 0. Does he give a damn? No, he doesn't. But fair play to him. He made the journey. I think he just came for the McDonald's, to be fair, along the way. Anyway, but UFC, his favourite fighters are Ilia Topuria. That's his number one, even though he got slumped out the other day. And he was given all the excuses under the sun, while Ilia had his 2 eyes punched out. But there you go. Boxing, he likes boxing, but he's not as big a fan as mixed martial arts. I don't know his favourite. He doesn't really have a favourite boxer. Maybe he'll tell me when I bump into him next. But Liverpool player, he'd probably go with Mo Salah. He's got a little bit of Egyptian blood running through his veins. Right, so Abdul says, tomorrow is a rest day for World Cup. You know that. We need it, man. Have a little rest day. Come back and enjoy it more. Tomorrow is a rest day for the World Cup in 2026 in Canada, America and Mexico. All the host teams are out. Arthur says, watching Liverpool with a disgruntled emoji. Well, you know, it's an experience. Humble Dude Bro is back. He says, Ilya. That's my guy too. He's better not be a casual. I hear that, my bro. Oh, talking about my son. Nah, my son is definitely not a casual. My son is hardcore on the MMA. He is all over it like an absolute rash. So, yeah. Oh, but nice one, Humble. Ilia Topuria, he's your guy as well. Okay, my son will get along with you very well then. I hear that. Even though my son is a schmuck. I won't say it too loud in case he hears me, because he's getting bigger than me these days, and you got to be careful. You spend most of your life being able to take out your son, but there always comes a point where the old lion becomes the old lion. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of those ones. The old lion can always clip that young cub around the ear, but eventually, we've seen it with the Lion King. Young Simba grows up, and you know what happens. Simba would end up roughing up Mufasa, even though Mufasa fell into that herd of buffaloes and got rinsed by his brother Scar. But anyway, I'm coming off topic, but I've got talk, I've got chat. I am the veteran arcade soldier and I'm on one. Let's go. Right. Anyway, Humbles. Oh no, we've got no more in the chat. Honestly, I better calm down. I haven't had any sugar and this is how I'm acting. Absolute lunatic. Humble is cracking up in the background. Let's go. Abdul says, Ade son, watch every UFC fight. Ade son is knowledgeable, sporty, educated, and an intelligent person. Thank you, my bro. And I also have the absolute gift of the gab. So let's keep it moving, like Lukaku was giving the American fans and Donald Trump yesterday. Hold that, Trumpy boy. Right. Arthur says, when the old lion becomes the old lion, Ade, the veteran arcade soldier. I like it, Arthur. You got me there, bro. Good stuff. The chat is on fire. We love it. We love to see it. Right, there is that there. Let's get that over there. As you can see, it's so high tech on this channel with these overlays, but they look good once they're in place. I put a lot of effort into this. The man like McMauler is back. The Egyptian Football Association confirmed that Salah is fully committed to playing for the Pharaohs, with plans extending all the way to the 2030 World Cup. It's good. We're going to keep seeing Mo Salah do his thing. That is lovely to see. Abdul, the man says Ade has a young heart. To be fair, I do have young energy, I must say. Because at the end of the day, well, there's two ways of looking at it. I'll keep one comment down. But you are only as old as you feel, and you've just got to keep your energy burning. Otherwise, you can drop out. I've seen some sad things in life where you see a lot of older people, obviously people in their 60s, 70s, they give up on life. They come up against obstacles. They can't overcome them. And then they quickly descend into the depths of despair. But that is not going to be me. I'm going to keep it moving until I reach my late 30s. The myth keeps growing. Right, okay. Peter says 4-1 to Colombia is my early prediction. Whoa, Peter is going wild. 4-1. I think you're having a stinker with that one, bro. But you do like a wild one. Arthur says no chance. Abdul says, hi Peter, how are you? Thank you and you're welcome. You'll never walk alone. McMauler says, Ade bro, just 13 years old. Just beard and moustache, grown early, genetic issue. Exactly. I'm with you, McMauler. I'm younger than you, bro. You're 21 and I'm younger than you. What can I say? The facial hair just came through. Boom. Let's go. And Peter says, good evening, Abdul, bro. All good, all good. Right, where is the score? Let's get it on. There's a Marvin Gaye reference there for any of you old enough in the chat to know about that banger. Not that we're going to get it on like that, but you get the point. I'm just let's get on with the game. Right, let's go. Hello, everyone. And they will sing Wonderwall if it's 4-1. I might just do that. Dust off the Liam Gallagher voice and whatnot. Let's do it. So this game is ready to kick off. All good. And yes, thanks for everyone coming to join me. Don't forget, everyone, hit that like button as well. As the guys in the chat would say, it means a lot. It can help the channel grow. And hopefully we can find more people to get along with and make new friends and have little communities within the community. But the main thing, I know I will always be somebody that remembers every single one of you that I connect with, because in many ways I have a really good memory, in other ways I have an absolute trash memory. But when it comes to people, I never forget people, and that is what life is all about. Matmula says, "Walaikum assalam, my dear we're obviously talking about Abdul, bro. And yes, all good, my bro, all good." So we're literally about to kick off. We have 2 minutes to kick off. Fantastic. See the refresh there. Excellent, brilliant. 10 likes on the stream already. Absolutely fantastic. Arthur says, hi, back to Cameron's. Yo, all good. Abdul says, Ali, did you watch Michael Dubry interview about Boya and Woodgate attack on a student in the early 2000s? Not yet, my bro. But you know what? I remember it now, but I am going to watch it. I've saved it in my notepad file. I'm going to watch it and we'll talk about it on Thursday if you're back. Arthur says, Sir Cameron, exactly. There you go. Right, let me go and get my water before the game kicks off. I'll be back in 2 secs. Okay, back. But let me bring the scene back on. So what we got? Right, let's go back. Matmula says, but issue just my Ade, bro. Goes time travel oftenly. That's why he knows football since 1980s. Exactly, you know it, bro. You've solved the mystery, Matmula. Love to see it. Arthur says, mine always says one more like than you. Oh, was it? Okay. Well, maybe it's just a refresh thing, Arthur. So yeah, it is what it is. 1 to 2. What? So we've got 12 now, yeah? Excellent. Let's cool. Let's keep it moving. Hopefully a few more join in and hit that like button. Humble, if you're there, bro, please on the stream, don't forget to hit the like, Humble. Would really appreciate it. Helps the channel grow. Abdul says, hi everyone, how are you? Enjoy the game, like and subscribe. That's what we like to see. Cameron says, yo Arth, yo Pete, yo chat. And then Arthur's giving it the boop, 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 the fist bumps. Right, game is about to kick off. Doing a countdown, just about made it in time. And the game is underway. Arthur's on their hearts. Let's go. Right. Let me sort out the timer because I'm already a little bit behind, so that's all good. I'll sort it out now. Right, okay. We are good to go. McWaller says, don't worry, guys. That's my way to make others happy in a respectable way. All good, my bro. All good? So, yeah, you never know. Maybe Lucasade out there might want to sponsor the channel. Let us know. We can get some free Lucasade for everybody in the chat. Feel free, Lucasade, to pick this up with your AI intelligence. Pick it up. What cherry flavour? All good, Lucasade. Sponsor the channel. We need it. Yes, the man like Victor is back. How are you doing, Big V? Hope you are well, my bro. Hi, Colombia will win clearly. You think so, yeah? We've had a lot of different predictions in the chat, Victor. First of all, how are you, Victor? Are you well? I'm predicting I'm predicting Switzerland 2-1 win. That is my opinion. How are you doing, bro? Please let me know. And did you watch Argentina earlier? What did you think? How crazy was that game, my bro? Mic drop. Boom. Myself and I think myself and Arthur are going for a Switzerland win. So game is settling down into a pattern in terms of shape and structure. Players knocking it around the back. Xhaka, the veteran, has it in midfield. Victor says, impossible. Switzerland won't win. Colombia is on an elite level. We will see. And yes, I saw Argentina nearly lose. I hear you, bro. It was a fantastic game. They found a way. But honestly, I think these two teams, I know what you mean, Victor. A lot of people think that Colombia can potentially even win it. But I think both of these teams are quite closely matched. Quite closely matched. I really do think they might do it. But I'm glad you're good, my bro. You say you're fine, Victor. Good to hear, my bro. You must be very excited for Thursday. France v Morocco. You may be getting nervous nearer the time. And Victor, one of the talking points. I could not believe it. Did we talk about this the other day? The racist comments, or did you bring it up? I can't remember. But this whole thing with this Paraguay senator on Mbappe. Unbelievable. You think in the year 2026 that people in positions of power can talk like that? Victor, forgive me. I can't remember if we spoke about it. We spoke about this earlier in the chat today, but I could not believe it when I think I saw it this morning. So, yeah, I don't think we did talk about it, but I'm actually waffling now. But unbelievable. Mbappe was perfect the way he responded to her. Abdul says, let me go with Arthur. No, 1-0 Colombia. Luis Díaz got. Oh, sorry, Arthur. Yeah, you did say that. And Victor says, oh, sorry, Abdul. Abdul says Argentina 3, Egypt 2, and Colombia versus Swiss just started. There you go, my bro. There you go. Victor says, I think Colombia will win against Switzerland and Argentina. I hear you, bro. I remember you said that you felt that Colombia could knock out Argentina. I remember you said that. But we're going to see, my bro. We are going to see. Abdul says the Paraguay senator and FIFA president needs to be sacked. 100%. I agree with you both on those. Especially that Paraguay senator. She was absolutely disgusting. But the way that Mbappe dealt with her was magnifique. The USA love market opportunities. They certainly do. The hydration break is a joke, Abdul. It really is. Right, Granit Xhaka coming out of midfield as Switzerland push up. V.A.S needs to be fast and quick. It needs to be better. Rodríguez, the veteran, shot on target there. Victor says, I saw these racist words. That's unbelievable. These acts should be seriously punished. Victor, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Couldn't believe it, what she said. Likening him to a baboon, all this sorts of talk, saying he was a colonized Cameroonian. Honestly, disgusting. These people that they feel like, and imagine these are the people that have a voice and they can influence the whole country. Absolutely crazy. So this youngster, Johan Manzambi, is on the bench. Oh no, sorry, he's injured, sorry, this Johan Manzambi. Victor says, and a corruption with Balogun because of Trump's is unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And that's the thing, Victor, we were talking about earlier. Did you hear Trump's comments? He was like, oh, with United States best player, Flo Balogun, I didn't even know what the red card meant. And when I found out that he couldn't play in the next game, I thought to myself, well, that's not very fair, is it? So then I just basically made a few phone calls. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing. That's literally what he said, though. Absolutely incredulity. How could this even be a thing in 2026? Honestly, it's just embarrassing. Right, Luis Díaz now, hounded by 2 players, and it goes out. Peter says, the centre who said it wants an apology from Mbappe. Did she really? Wow, she really is levels. What an absolute clown. Arthur says, the FIFA president gave me tariff award for peace. Right, Briel Mbolo turns. Laid off to the side. Slick play from Switzerland there. Abdul says, I hope everyone has a wonderful, blessed day, week and year. God love everyone. Like and subscribe. Thank you. Peace, togetherness and support. Well said, Abdul. Right, Colombia settling into their task now. But both teams seem very evenly matched if you ask me. Oh, sorry, Victor. What did I miss? Oh, right, yeah. So Manzambi is injured is a big problem for Switzerland. It's their best player. And yes, Trump knows nothing about the sport that he calls soccer. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that, Victor. Yeah, so I just saw the cameras on him on a bench. I knew that Mbolo was starting. I just thought they were arresting him. So I didn't realise he was injured. To be fair, that factored into why I thought they might win today. But I'm still going to stick with it. I think it's going to be a very close game. Now that I think about it, I probably should have went for 1-0 Switzerland. But I've said 2-1 now, so we shall see. But thanks, Victor, for helping me catch that one. Sometimes very difficult to catch every comment. Right. Wow. Abdul says America needs to stop changing football. Trying to influence it for sure. But to be fair, the US does get bored of football. When they're not hosting tournaments. Obviously, the MLS is growing year by year. Messi has made it a lot more popular. But ultimately, are the USA, are America ever, as in North America, are they ever really going to fully embrace football the way the world has? Probably not. But it's growing slowly, which is kind of nice to see, to be fair. Yo, Espresso is back. Gone for both to score again. Well, I predicted 2-1 to Switzerland, bro. So if I'm correct, you are quids in. But what do you reckon, though, for the game, though? What do you think? Let us know your prediction. And welcome back, my bro. Right, Luis Díaz. Abdul says, hi, Espresso. How are you? And also, how's your family? Thank you. And you are welcome. Peter says, I keep hearing Americans say footy is too expensive, but a ball field and a few friends is all you need. Exactly. Just go to a local park. But it's the thing, sometimes with the Americanization of sport, you know, it's all about this academy level stuff. Abdul says, jump over goalposts as well. Everyone can play football and bring people together. Football is together and breaks languages. It certainly does. Davison Sanchez gives a corner away. Espresso says, Abdul, thanks, all good. Thanks for asking. Hope you and your family are good too, bro. Respect in the chat. That's what we like to see. Soccer sounds wrong. That's the thing, especially as American football. Most of it is played with your hands. Absolutely crazy stuff. Good defending there from Colombia. Yeah, this is definitely a tight one, I think. This is definitely going to be a tight one, I reckon. Espresso is a terrible word. Sounds like sucker. Right, break from Colombia. Luis Díaz on the move in the middle. Cleared by Switzerland. James Rodríguez, the veteran. Can you imagine? It was 12 years ago when James Rodríguez was lighting up the World Cup for Colombia, scoring 5 goals in the tournament, and then sealing that £65 million deal that moved to Real Madrid. That was 12 years ago. Absolutely incredible. Crazy, crazy times. How times have flown by. Pete says, was hoping for a Colombia goal by now. You're going to need one soon, Peter, if your prediction is coming true. But I don't see it. This game was always going to be super tight, in my opinion. Davinson Sanchez plays it out to the right. Right, Kanji bringing the ball out. Especially time is on warp speed. It is definitely flying. Hope it's not another Spain-Portugal. Let's hope not. It's a little bit better than that so far, but not miles better, to be fair. Espresso. So some interplay between the two Colombians of Crystal Palace. Both teams trying to move each other around. Abdul says, hi everyone, how are you? Like and subscribe. Colombia 0 versus the Swiss. Thank you. Yep, it is all even. It's very close so far. Cold clears, sends it long. Lucho Díaz on the left wing now. Drifts inside. Puts it out wide. Davinson chance up. Switzerland are very deep. Very, very deep. Ooh, what a tackle there. Diving. Whoa. This is feisty. It's now coming in. Luis Díaz. Ooh, good save there. Or was that James Rodríguez? Oh, sorry, it's James. No. What am I talking about? Oh, it's a bit hard to tell on my TV. Anyway, it's a great save from Kobo, though. Thank you, Arthur. Oh, it's Puerta. Right, Rodríguez now taking a corner from the right-hand side. Good pressure this from Colombia. Oof. Wow. Arthur says your timer clearly isn't where you are. Hey, good point. Yeah, but that's you're right. Well, it wasn't miles off it, but I keep getting little glitches. So then you lose a few seconds every once in a while, Arthur. So it is what it is. You are very observant, Arthur. Jeez. So yeah, I'll keep having little glitch out moments where you lose a second here, you lose a second there. Before you know it, you're even more behind. So yeah, well spotted, you little internet police detective you. Right, hydration break is over. The first quarter is over, guys. Americanization of the sport. The first quarter is over. What are your thoughts? Colombia heavily dominant on the possession and with most of the pressure. Some decent breaks from Switzerland, but we're going to see how it pans out. If I could change my mind on a prediction, I probably would side towards the Colombians now. But I've just got a sneaky feeling for these Swiss. I don't know what it is, just a little feeling. But we shall see. Cameron says, tight game. Damn, it really is. So let's see what happens with this hydration break. Will there be a change of tactics? Murat Yakin, the Swiss manager, having a bit of input there. So let's see. There's usually a little bit of swing and a little back and forth in the game. Once a hydration break takes place, the team on top usually loses some momentum. So let's see if that is going to be the case this time. But Colombia definitely ended that quarter on top. So as the commentary was saying, Switzerland lost 2 players before the game. V.A.S and Manzambi. So that is clearly having an influence, even though V.A.S is on the bench. But okay, that's what you have to do in this football world. You've got to overcome, you've got to overcome obstacles and push on anyway. A good ball out there. They can barely get out. They're hemmed in. Switzerland. There's no way out for them. They are absolutely trapped. Xhaka now on the ball. They finally get out. Good play there. Jefferson Lerma. Pulling off those Premier League moves. That could have been a yellow. Espresso says, winner of this meets Argentina. Which team you reckon will handle Argentina better? You've got to say, from what we've seen in the first 28 minutes, you've got to say Colombia. You've got to say Colombia, I would say, to be honest. Arthur says, boring game. If no one chats, keep it up. I hear that, Arthur. But feel free to chat away, Arthur. All good. Ball into the box. Oh, that was a great opportunity. If he'd have taken that into his stride, that would have been a certain 1-0 for Switzerland, surely. But yeah, feel free to keep the chat going, guys. All good. There's only as much chat as people are willing to talk and drop in. Ooh. Decent play. Switzerland coming back into it more now. Switzerland coming back into it more. Arthur says Ade's prediction looking wrong. Don't worry about my prediction, bro. Let's just see how it all pans out, yeah? I think you live to see me to be wrong, Arthur. I think it's the highlight of your day when I'm wrong. But I'm not wrong. We shall see. Right, it's very strange. This hydration break has literally just cost the momentum for Colombia. Switzerland now, not dominated the game, but making all of the early runs since hydration. And here we go. Break into the box. Great save. That could have been 1-0 there. Wow, that was a top save there. Top save there from Vargas. Wow. Freuler deep into the box. Ndoye keeps it in. The pacey Ndoye. Akanji playing well at the back. Espresso says Switzerland were close there. Very close. Two decent little chances there, Espresso, in the last few minutes. That through ball that the player missed. I can't remember who it was who missed that. He could have just took that in his stride. Bang, and that would have been 1-0. So two good chances in the last few minutes. Goes to show that this hydration break definitely has a massive impact on the proceedings. Teams can negate the ebb and flow of football with the hydration break. It gives people such a big chance to make a change, you know? Arthur says Swiss coach must be good. I think it's any of these coaches. When they're given an opportunity to make a change, Arthur, they see the picture of the game. Because obviously, normally in normal football, they can't make changes, can they, until half time? But ooh, already you can see the pattern has changed with this game. Ndoye running off the wing, flashes one. But Vargas gets that easily. But yeah, it's, you know, this game has flipped. But yeah, as I was saying, when these in the Premier League or whatever league, a manager can only make changes at half time. But now it's like we're getting 3 half times in a game, aren't we? Because obviously with the hydration breaks, we're getting three chances to let the coach get into the players and make changes. So it's quite incredible, really. It's quite interesting. The hydration breaks, as much as they are derided, they definitely add a tactical advantage to the game. That is for sure. Espresso says, gains picked up. Let's go. It really has. Right, here we go. Swindle. They're in. It's Luis Díaz. Takes a shot, but there's powder puff effort. Tries to go through the legs. You're never going to get any power there, Lucho, son. Lerma. Mixing it around. Someone's gone down in the box looking for something. No, you're not going to get anything for that. Lucho Díaz, the number 7. Rodríguez sends it deep into the box. Mojica. This decent left back, this Mojica. Arthur says they will never give that. I know exactly. What was that all about? He was desperate. Some of these players are just, they're ridiculous. Some of the things they go for, Arthur, it's embarrassing, isn't it? Some good defence there. They're trying to slide it through to Luis Díaz, but all of a sudden the game has flipped. It's now... Oh, what a ball over the top. Ndoye with the pace. Jefferson Lerma, great recovery there. Ndoye was rapid when I saw him about 3-4 years ago at the Euros. He looks like he's slowed down a lot. I wonder if he's had some injuries. Luis Suarez up top. The fake Luis Suarez. Puerta in midfield. To Mojica. Oh, what a ball that is. Into the box. But they're just too deep, Colombia. There's not enough support. But that was a lovely reverse through ball. Through three players. Wow. Great reverse ball there from Daniel Munoz of Crystal Palace. According to YouTube, Espresso is your #1 fan. I don't know. YouTube colleagues. All right, good play there from Arias. Trying to drive from midfield. But both these teams are nullifying each other. I definitely think it's an intriguing game. Akanji now. Wow, great pass there into midfield. Reader, good physical strength there to hold off two players. For that Mbola, brilliant Bomo. Can't hold it up. Fouls the player. It's a break now. Suarez. So here goes Lucho Díaz. Pass was a bit poor. Arthur said this game needs a goal. Arthur, you're a fool. Vargas with a big kick out there. Ball's won. Edge of the box. Have a shot. Suarez drives in the middle. Too slow. No pace. No, you actually are. For me, I can't hear you. You need to unplug your ears then, dude. Gone for the overhead, but ends up with... Oh, that would have been a foul anyway. But it's a great effort. Espresso, looks like you are number one. Thoughts in the comments made. That's cool, my bro. That is cool. It's always nice to be number one at something, Espresso. Do you know what I mean? Right, waiting for this corner to come in. Oh, so it's going to be a goal kick and not a corner. Oh, so it's going to be a goal kick. Arthur says, yeah, it lets you get points once an hour, and I joined 3 hours ago. Arthur's on them Tesco club card points for the channel. I like to hear it. Espresso, the fist bump, bro. Abdul says, my deepest condolences to everyone that lost a loved one. May God bless you all, and we are here together to support, respect, togetherness, and happiness, and a community. Well said, Abdul. Exactly that. My sentiments exactly. So Pats is back. Apparently Trump has just announced that Belgium are 2-3 months away from building nuclear missiles. So he has to invade. I like it, Sir Pats. I like it. You know, Trump making any excuse just to hammer people they don't like or disagree with them. Or do them a disservice, basically. Nobody likes anyone standing up to them. Especially when you're from that side of the pond. But I hear that, Sir Pats. Arthur says, not surprising. How are you doing, Sir Pats? All good? Are you watching this game? I think some people are a little bit bored. I find it quite intriguing, this one. It's quite a good tactical battle. I feel like this is the kind of game that's going to open up in the second half. About 65 minutes, I think it's going to really open up. Mojica. Abdul says, I won't be surprised if Trump challenged the decision of the scoreline Belgium 4 and USA 1. Looking for some nonsense technicality, Abdul. Yeah, crazy stuff. Oh, giving away. Well, one back there by Díaz. Puts out wide for Munoz. Puts it into the box. Oh, is that going to be a corner there, surely? Yes, it is. So Pat says, mate, sorry fell asleep through the Argentina game. Wow. Just acclimatising from holiday. Fair enough. Holiday pace. And I'm enjoying this game. Just recognised Rodríguez, ex-Everton. Yes, exactly. And ex-Real Madrid as well. I was just talking about him a minute ago. So Pat, well, about 20 minutes ago. 12 years ago since he burst on the scene, James Rodríguez scoring 5 goals. And that wonder volley at the 2014 World Cup. But yes, I hear that Pat said, yeah, it's not easy, mate, when you're coming back from living the life of Riley abroad in Portugal. But I salute you. When I grow up, I want to be just like you, sir. Arthur says, because Lukaku was a bit of a prat, Belgium are disqualified and the US go through. Yeah, that's it, Arthur. Any old excuse. Abdul says, thank you, Belgium, for beating the USA. You won it for football. You know, a lot of people are really happy with the result. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's so true. But the thing is, though, in some ways, it ends the story because it's like, it feels like football justice was served. But now no one's going to talk about it anymore. So maybe it all dies down and gets brushed under the carpet for FIFA, whereas really somebody should be shining a light on it and saying, this needs to be answered for. But because, like I said, Belgium knocked out USA, everyone will forget it now and go, oh, look, karma, justice. But that's not the point, is it, Abdul? Is basically what you're saying. So I think it's going to get brushed under the carpet and it will soon be forgotten. Abdul says, do you think the UK cut ties with the USA? Nah, of course not. No chance. The UK has kind of, you know, been in bed or alignment with the US since we were kids and before we were born. So going back to the World War, the Allies days, no chance. America says usually the UK follow. But, you know, like I said, and I'm always saying, I have limited political knowledge on purpose because I just don't want to be involved in it. I don't believe in it. I don't like it. I don't think that I think that whoever's in power, I don't think it makes any difference, to be honest. Express says, I think Balogun couldn't play. He felt bad that Trump stepped in like that. Oh, you're saying with the way the game went. Well, that's the thing. I didn't actually watch the game. Yeah, that's it. I never thought about it like that, Espresso. There's probably players there that felt really uncomfortable. Yeah, you're probably right. Right, 3 additional minutes here. Right, so Pat says, Ade, do you know why Díaz left Liverpool? It happened very quickly. I remember his dad come to Anfield after he was rescued from kidnappers. Yeah, so Pat's, yeah, so basically he wanted a new deal at Liverpool. He probably did want to stay. He made it clear he wanted to stay. Kept trying to, it was a bit like the Curtis Jones situation. He was on a relatively low contract for his ability level. For, you know, he was on the original deal he signed up with, which is what he did at the end of the day. He signed up for that contract. And 3 years into his Liverpool stay, he was still on that contract. He tried to get contract extensions every year for 3 years. But obviously, they're so ruthless at Liverpool. They're like, nope, we're paying you this money. And in the end, it got to the point where, you know, he nearly went City the year before. Liverpool tried to swap him for Julian Alvarez, but City didn't want to do it. And then it came to this summer, and then Díaz had enough, and he was like throwing his toys out the pram. And I think, if anything, if that deal hadn't have happened to Bayern Munich, I think he would have went on strike, to be honest. So I think they just said, they shook hands and said, okay, let's go. But I think Liverpool got their money's worth out of him, kept him on a low wage. They made a massive profit on him, on the deal. They ended up making, I think, something like 30 million profit after getting 3 years out of him. And they've also got, on top of that, a 20% sell-on clause. So because a lot of the South American players will probably end up in Saudi at some point, obviously, to furnish their bank accounts for the future, and so be it, and so they should. You could see Luis Díaz going to Saudi maybe at 31, 32, probably still going for a 70, 80 million. And, you know, because obviously that's Saudi tax, Saudi money. And Liverpool will end up with a 20% sell-on clause on top of that. So, Pats, that is a small kind of diluted version of the Luis Díaz trajectory and career at Liverpool. But that is what I believe. I believe he wanted to stay, but Liverpool just stiffed him. Just like they are absolutely stiffing Curtis Jones at the moment. Espresso says, yeah, I watched the first half. He looked well under par. Abdul says, tell us about your previous employment. Is that a little ninja icon there? Let's pause that. Let's reset the clock. Yeah, Abdul. So I worked in a... Oh, I've messed up the clock there. Let me sort that out. Script. Pause. Bang. Yeah, Abdul. So I worked in a branch of public service, which, like I said, not really something I really go into, but I think you can guess. You asked me enough questions before, and I kind of have told you without saying it on the channel. But yes, there you go. Spread says, yeah, I watched the first half. He looked well under par. Luis Díaz, yeah, he looked a little bit off it. It's been a long old season. Abdul says, Liverpool owners called FSG loves penny pinching. I understand why they bought V.A.S, Ekatike and Isak. Well, this is the thing. No one can say they're penny pinchers after last summer. That is for sure. So Pat says, well done, mate. Thank you very much, bro. I've said, sum the half up in one word. I'm going to say sum up the half in one half. That's my word. Arthur says Abdul says boring. I thought it was okay. Obviously, it wasn't the greatest match in the world, but I can appreciate the ebb and flow of it. I like the way that after the hydration, Arthur says poo. Humble dude. Humble is back. Humble, I hope you've liked the stream. Humble says a 1-0 is looking a little more likely. Think I'm right, bro. Swiss by a close one, but I'm also thinking the Colombians might do well, like in the early parts of the first half. Well said, Humble. Really good football knowledge. So Pat says, one word is hard, but if I can have two, it's building. I like it, Sir Pat. See? Optimistic. Seeing the story of the football unfold. I see that, Sir Pat, and I respect it. I agree entirely. Need more clinical finishing. They need to be, yeah, definitely from the Swiss. They need more clinical finish from that. Whereas Colombia, they haven't really created anything really clear cut. Switzerland have had at least a few decent half chances at least, and they could definitely do with being clinical. Abdul said, Ade, does your son love energy drinks, water or coconut water? No, well, my middle son, he's just all about the water really. He's only just about the water. My youngest son, he's a bit of a sugar demon. Yeah, he loves the sugar stuff. To be honest with you, I usually only just really have water or coffee, but since it's been so hot, I've been having a little bit of a brand placement. As you can see, it's finished. But it's me. I've been getting into the coconut water myself recently. It's a new addition. It is, only just recently learned how hydrating it is. So yeah, coconut water is the way forward. 100%. I hope that answers your question. But any other questions, any other things you want to talk about in the chat, let me know. And in the meantime, let's have a look at the stats for this game. There's been no yellow cards from what I remember. And we'll have a look at the stats. So we're having a look at the stats. So it's very even. Switzerland 49% possession, Colombia 51%. The XG for Switzerland 0.06, considering they're the ones that had the two best efforts if you think about it. And Colombia not much better, 0.25 XG. So a very low XG game. This is clearly why it is 0-0. Shots on goal, 2 from Switzerland, but both on target. Colombia 5 shots, 1 on target. Total touches in the Colombia box, 3 by Sweden. 6 touches by Colombia in the Switzerland box. 1 save. 1 save by the Swiss keeper. 2 by Vargas in the Colombian nets. 5 aerial duels won by the bigger, physically imposing Swiss team. Actually 7 won by Colombia, so more dominant in the air by Colombia. 6 fouls committed by Switzerland. 6 also by Colombia. 1 corner for Switzerland and 4 by Colombia. So I would say the 2 best chances were the Swiss, but Colombia have been a little bit more on top. You can look at it that way. Back in the chat, Abdul says, Ade, do your sons have promising prospects for the future career or sport or business? My youngest one, my oldest one has had a bit more difficulty with certain parts of adult life, so he's just trying to rebuild, etc. So he's doing okay for himself, just trying to build, but saving money is difficult for him. My middle son is doing a lot better financially, already owns a property. He's only 21 years of age. He already owns a property and he has a nice career building in his chosen field at the moment, so he's doing very well and he's a very hard worker. And my youngest son, he's only 17, still at college, but plays football as well. It's hard to make it in the football world. He's very good. I would say my son is probably semi-pro level, very good young footballer, but he enjoys the social side of life maybe a bit too much. But we are all very different. So that is the Sun breakdown for you. Arthur says, what's everyone's favourite Christmas song? It's got to be Last Christmas by Wham. Has to be. That's mine anyway. So Pat says, anyone, any idea who the betting odds favour for the World Cup? And are you still for Argentina? To be honest with you, Sir Pat, it's one of those ones. On paper, you're looking at and think, surely still France. But, England are definitely coming into the reckoning for me. I mean, after France, it's probably going to be like England, I'd say probably second favourites on most of the showings so far. But something about the storyline just still bites at me. Sometimes, it's football's not obviously always, you'll know this better than anyone, Sir Pat. It's not about who the best team is. There's just that story. There's a big story there, maybe. England, should they have gone out? You know what I mean? 10 men, 2-1 up, but 10 men holding on for 35 minutes. What a story. But Argentina, they were dead and buried, Sir Pat, this afternoon. They were gone, done and dusted. Messi missing a penalty. But yet, at the end of it, they pull it off 3-2. So something tells me there's a story there. So I'll stick with Argentina because that's what I went with in the beginning. And they're still good enough to win it. But I'm thinking if it isn't Argentina, it might even be our time. It might be coming home. Let's hope so. So I'm happy to be wrong if it means that. But it's going to be one of those three, in my opinion. Argentina, France or England. Not difficult to say, but I'm ruling out Spain. I just don't think they're good enough. So that's what I'm saying there. What about you, my bro? Are you leaning into the story narrative or more about just who is basically the best squad? Humble Dude says Jingle Bell Rock by Bobby Helms is peak. I know the song, but I don't know who Bobby Helms is. You know, it's that one, isn't it? Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know who Bobby Helms is, but you know, you may be a bit old school, Humble, to even know who the singer was. I'm old enough and I didn't even know that name. But I know the song, of course. Pat says, I'm warming toward England, to be honest. Exactly, my man. That's what I mean. It's when you see certain things, the narrative builds, the storyline, the way we held on and saw it out. The way Harry Kane just seems defiant. It's like the Steven Gerrard analogy. He just caught England on his back. Jude Bellingham as well. And we've got 2 players, by the way, Sepats. We have 2 players. Who else in this tournament has 2 players that are going to put them on their back? Now, don't get me wrong. France in attack have the players. Mbappe is putting them on their back. And obviously others are having an effect. Elise is not carrying like Kane is. Elise is not carrying like Jude Bellingham is. We've got 2 players that are doing the carry job. And Argentina have 1 in Messi. France have 1 in Mbappe. Obviously there are other good players, but we have 2 superstars that are doing the rucksack job. Let's go. Abdul says, first France, second Argentina, third Spain, and fourth England. Fair enough, Abdul. I slightly disagree. It probably is on paper for me, France, like I said, but I'm just going to go with Argentina. I'm going to go reverse. Argentina somehow, not because they're the best, but just somehow, then England, then France. But let's see. Arthur says, Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues, featuring Kirsty McCall. Arthur, that is a great song. Obviously, I've heard it a million times. And the bells are ringing out. But I can never remember the words of that song. But I like it. Good shout. And good question as well. Abdul says, it's looking like the semi-finals will be France versus Spain and England versus Argentina. Well, if we do have that, then what that means is, Abdul, is that we have the 4 strongest teams in the tournament, if those semi-finals come true. Arthur says, Argentina are rubbish. You say that, but at the end of the day, they can score 2s and 3s against anyone. It is just as simple as that. But I don't think anyone is good at the back. That's the thing. I think France, for all they're lauded, they are ropey at the back. England are definitely double ropey at the back. Spain are the only team that has not conceded a goal, though. So that is something to be considered. Spain are solid. And in midfield, obviously with Rodri as well, Rodri and Pedri in midfield, you are not going to see 2 better midfielders than that in this tournament. I guarantee you that. Espresso says Switzerland has scored 9 goals this tournament. That is very true, but obviously, sadly, 2 of their players are on the bench, V.A.S, and obviously this youngster, Jonathan Manzambi, is out of the game. So that is a telling thing. I think if that Manzambi had been playing, I think it could have been the Swiss riding through. I don't know if he's out of the tournament, Manzambi, or he just cannot recover in time, maybe for the next. Pat says, France scraping by with a penalty win against Paraguay told me something. Maybe you're hoping that, but to be fair, I didn't watch the Paraguay game, so I can't comment on them because I didn't see it. But Paraguay were obviously meant to be absolute dogs of war in that game and were savages, sadly. Arthur says the African teams were good at the back. They certainly were. And they put in heart and effort and soul in every match. It is so impressive. So Pat says scraping. Oh yeah, they were. Either way, they were scraping. 100%. 100%, that is true. But to be fair, that's the only game, and they still won every game, St. Pat's, and that's the only game where they've scraped by. Other than that, they've been slapping people for 3s and 4s, and scoring minimum 3. But there's just been great games this tournament. Some closely fought battles. But England-Norway is no joke, and we're going to see how that pans out. But I just got a feeling that we're going to take them boys out over time. Espresso, I was impressed with DR Congo performance against England. I nearly read it as Dr. Congo. That's when you see it on paper and you read quickly or on screen, the DR gets you. But yeah, DR Congo was really good. That definitely stuck in the memory. They were so strong at the back. They were so united and they gave a great effort. And they were very unlucky not to get that win against England. They were definitely unlucky. It's only that poor first save from Harry Kane's header that let England turn it around. I think if the keeper saves that one like he should have done, England probably definitely would have won. Maybe a draw at best, but I hear that. Abdul says, football is for everyone. Everyone's welcome to Ade's channel, 100%, to give your opinion about World Cup 26, England and domestic football. Well said, Abdul. Very, very true. Abdul is bigging up the chat. Hi, everyone, and how are you? We've got to try and survive the rest of the week. It's going to be very hot in England for the rest of the week. All good, all good. Abdul says the weather will get better Thursday and Friday. Do you mean it's going to get cooler or it's going to get hotter? Or it's going to level out, Abdul? What do you mean? Let us know. All I know is the first 3 days of this week are definitely going to be scorchio. I know that. But yeah, this is the England summer now. No messing about. Abdul says feeling hot. Oh, definitely. Right. Second half is coming on. Humble says you should get some in-ear earphones rather than over-ear headphones. Give your head face more breathing room. That is a good point. You're right. I thought about it, but the thing is though, depending on how long you're on stream, then I'm thinking the earbuds won't last as long. And obviously might run out midstream. So something to think about though. I need to look into that. Maybe get some earbuds that can last a few hours instead. Because you're right, it is a bit too hot. I cannot lie. But yeah, good shout, Humble. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. I'm going to look into it. Most definitely. Well said. Because I could really do with taking these headphones off. Cannot lie. But all good. We do it for the cause. Why some of them mics are on them are good too. Fair enough. Yeah, but I've got a semi little professional microphone for the setup because you want to get all of the right sound quality and whatnot for the videos. But yes, all good. Thank you, Humble. Appreciate it. Abdul says I only use bone conduction headphones nowadays in public to have more awareness. I like it, Abdul. I hear that. To be honest, when I walk around in public, I only have one earbud in anyway, so I can hear it around me. I don't really need to have two in, to be fair. Second half has kicked off, and we're going to see how this pans out. Right, ball through now. Bruin Bolo. The pacey striker. Never really hit the top tiers that they were once expected when he was a youngster. But he still has that pace. Ndoye. This guy had some crazy pace a few years ago. Skips past. In the middle. Oof. Great chance there. Great chance for Sal there. Slipped, couldn't connect properly. Ball came into the box, should have done better. That could have been 1-0 to Switzerland. Ndoye skips past. Wow. Oh. Sal messed up. Really should have done better. Is everyone still confident about their picks before the start, or do they think this game might lead another way? Xhaka now out wide to Ndoye. Stands up his... Right, plays a 1-2. It's gone down! Oh, referee waves it away. Looked like there could have been a penalty shout there for Ndoye. He went down in the box under challenge. We're going to see what happens. Is there going to be a VAR review? Let's have a look. Is it Munoz? Is he going down? Shirt grab, but nah, he goes down way too easy looking for it. He tried to sell it well though. He sold it well in real time. It looked pretty decent, but yeah, Ndoye looking for the pen there. But good play, Ndoye. Definitely finding some pace in the second half, that is for sure. I think Switzerland are definitely growing into this game. They're looking the stronger side at the moment. Right, Munoz now. Right, the break is on. With Lerma. Bursting through midfield. Over to Luis Díaz, left side. What's he going to do? Shuffles back. Oh, giving away James Rodríguez. Looking every bit his age there. That was poor. One back again. Mojica now. Lays it out. Chalk on his boots. Luis Díaz. What's he going to do? Stands up his man. He's fainting. Step overs. But pumps it back out wide. Rodríguez into the box. Poor from Arias. Too small. Jumps, but no real conviction. And hoping to get a penny or something like that. That was rubbish. Oh, Xhaka crunching Munoz on the foot there. Abdul says, where has everyone gone? No worries, Abdul. People will be back, my bro. It is all good. So, thriving out wide. Good ball out to the left. Rodríguez now the veteran. Plays it back. Good ball over the top there. To So. Wasn't Shaqiri Swiss? Yes, he is. I think maybe he just hasn't made the tournament. Probably a little bit too old now, Sepp Pats. What is Shaqiri now? Shaqiri must be 34, 35, playing in the MLS. So maybe the standard isn't up to it and he's probably just a bit past it. But, God, what a player he was for Switzerland. And you know what? Sepp Pats, he was a great player for Liverpool as well. Really good for Stoke. And I bet you if you watched a top 20 goal compilation of Xherdan Shaqiri's best ever goals, it'll probably take some beating. I like to see that someday. I might even do a little compilation of it because, you know, I can imagine his top 20 goals were absolutely phenomenal. Cameron says, just enjoying the game. I think that's in response to you, Abdul. Where's everyone gone? Oof. Free kick there from Rida. Pretty close. Colombia moving the ball around. Well won back there by the Swiss. This game, I think, a bit like what Sir Pat was saying at halftime, this game is building. Sir Pat says, put the cross in for Ronaldo against Barcelona. 100%. He definitely did. And imagine that 4-0 game. We didn't have Salah. We didn't have Firmino. I think we were missing somebody else big as well. We had so many players missing that day. But yeah, Shaqiri, good player. Played for Liverpool, Inter Milan. Who else did he play for? Some good teams he played for. Bayern. Imagine that on his CV. Bayern, Liverpool and Inter Milan. But he could never really nail down a place there. But he was an excellent player. One of the most technically gifted players that you'll see. Bullish, squat, goal pass players. Real technique. Very fast when he was younger as well. Free kick taker. Scored absolute worldies. Such a fun player to watch. Don't get many players like that anymore. Stocky build, wasn't he? Exactly. Built like a little tank. Exactly. Rapid, fast, strong. I think, you know, Pat, you'll know anyway, that kind of physique, while you're young and you've got that natural exuberance and pace, you get away with it. But once you're built like that at 26, you're always going to be on the decline because you're just too heavy now. And obviously you've lost that vigour of youth where you've got all the pace in your legs. But, you know, Shaqiri between 18 and 24, you know, it takes some stopping. Glide past you, and if he did knock him, he'd knock you out of the way and just slap it in from 25, 30 yards. He was a really, really good player. I think we bought him for 8 million from Stoke after they're relegated. Cheap deal. His best game for Liverpool, scoring 2 against Man United in a 3-1 victory, I remember. Peter's talking to Sir Pat. I just saw a YouTube short of a drummer that has to be seen to be believed. His name was El Espadel Siberiani. He was using 3 drumsticks. That's gonna be Sir Pat's in a few weeks, Peter. Once he gets to the next level. Peter says that's not. So Pat says it's nothing. Peter uses 4. Some good knowledge there. Sharing the knowledge there, guys. Good stuff. Oh, risky play. Puerta and Rodríguez. Oh, was that a dummy on purpose? That would be an amazing dummy if he meant that. And Doy over the top there. Oh, can't find a switch over. Dacaria on Mahika. Xhaka there. Plays it into the box. So, tries to pull it across and fire it across, but gets it all wrong. That's going to be a late tackle there. On Díaz. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Pete. It does that, doesn't it? I don't know why, really. Well, obviously, we know why, but I think some people have put some links in the chat before. I think it lets me put some links in the chat. Oof. Ball into the box. Turn, swivel, easy. No real chances really in this game. Luis Díaz trying to G up the crowd. It was him that was getting the game moving, trying to make something happen, but everybody's off the pace, you would say. This second half isn't as good as the first half, and that wasn't really the greatest first half anyway. Right. Nice take by Reader there. Quite a skillful midfield, this Reader. First time I've seen him, really. Doesn't break back for him after a shot that's cannon down. Reader trying to win it back. Mahika keeps it in. Fires one into the box. So Pat says, mate, just looked up. Yeah, I've seen him before. The guy's insane and he makes it look effortless. Mate, give another 6 months and I'll be doing stadiums. Fancy a job as a roadie. I think I changed my score prediction now. 1-0 and pens, Peter says. Yeah, it's not looking great, mate. What did you say, Peter? Originally 5-1. So, Pats, if you need a tour manager, say no more, bro. Tour manager extraordinaire. 4-1, you said. Yeah, very optimistic there. Ball over the top. Akanji, though. He's got that recovery pace. Tenacious tackling. Right, it's broken. Oof. It broke to Luis Suarez, edge of the box after a mistake from the Swiss defence. He was 20 yards out, dead centre of goal, and he's blazed it wide. Let's have a look here. What's happened? Xhaka loses the ball, goes down in pain, but he loses it. And here's Luis Suarez. Dead centre, and he just scuffed it wide. Blazed it wide, but it was dead centre, 20 yards out. The whole goal to aim at. Poor. Luis Suarez by name, but definitely not Luis Suarez by nature. That is for sure. Good feet by Daniel Munoz of Crystal Palace. Drives inside. Under pressure. Mojica. Over to the left. Luis Díaz. Got two players on him, but drives inside. Cuts inside. Slips in Mojica. Who's on the wing. It's going to be a throw. Just defending really well, Switzerland. Colombia trying to get on with it quickly. Peter said, I did a lot of that roadieing in Spain. It was easy work, but complicated due to not speaking Spanish. Fairs. Good experiences, bro. That's what we like to hear. Elvedi gets a nudge in the face by Luis Díaz, but goes down like he's being shot by a sniper. Is this a hydration break or it is a substitution? James Rodríguez is coming off. The veteran. Quintero coming on. Abdul says, hi everyone, how are you all? Is everyone enjoying a Colombia nil Swiss game? Nil with the tired, boring sleep emojis. I hear that. It's all right. It's not the greatest second half. I enjoyed the first half more, Abdul. That is for sure. And then the hydration break is coming. Yep, it is coming any minute now. Peter says, evening, Abdul, bro. So Pat says, who are you working for? Anyone we know with the Rhodian. No foul there. Let's keep it moving. The referee wants to keep it moving. Everyone going down far too easy. Mbolo down on the ground. Mbolo gets off and he's complaining. Yeah, 10 seconds ago he's on the floor screaming in agony. Come on, bro. These footballers are so fake. Hydration break number 2 is here. We finished the third quarter, guys. We're entering the fourth quarter. Third quarter's over. Look at the Bon Jovi going around the stadium. We're more than halfway there. Peter says, in response to Pat's question, I think it's called the Feria. A couple of months of concerts on the Costa del. It was like full small football stadiums and street concerts. Sometimes a big venue if the artist was good. That must have been good times, Peter. When are we talking about? We talking about in the 90s or the early 2000s? Sounds very interesting. Sounds like a great few months and some good experiences, I'm sure. So Pat says, walked into Costco recently and a side of the tellies you can get now. Wow, off the scale. You'd need to reinforce your house to hang one up. Well, what can you get now? Because that's the thing. We seem to follow that American trait, don't we? Like America had like 78-inch TVs about 15 years ago. But we would always kind of stick to like the 40s and 50s and whatnot. But yeah, I think it gets to the point where what's the point, you know? I mean, obviously we're all men here and every inch counts. But, you know, you don't need 80 inches basically. You know what I mean? 2006, 2010. Fair enough, bro. Not even that long ago. Hopefully it was a good time, my bro. I get by with just a small laptop screen. I hear that. Less is more. Humble dude. Hydration breaks are complete dung. Where's the World Cup being hosted in 2030? Anyone know? Do you know what? That's a good question. I don't know. 2030. Oh, that's right. I think in 2030 it's a combination of 3 countries. What was it? Was it Portugal? I think it's Portugal, Morocco, and somebody else. It might be like Belgium or something like that. It's in and around. It's in Europe anyway. I definitely remember Portugal and Morocco, and there's another country hosting it. There's 3 countries. I'm pretty sure. Anyone in the chat, feel free to correct me if you know. So hopefully that's semi. Let me look it up for you, Humble. Well, let's find out. It's interesting to know. Add to the football knowledge. Good headed clearance there from a Swiss corner. Oh, I should have known. So it's Portugal, Spain and Morocco. Those are the 3 teams hosting the World Cup. Humble dude. So hopefully you know. That keeper looked like he went through quite forcefully on Imbolo. Looked like he kind of did it on purpose, knowing he would get away with it because it was he had the right to challenge. But yeah, that looked a little bit sneaky from the goalkeeper, if you ask me. And saying that, I wonder if Ronaldo will try and stick around for the Portugal side of things in 4 years' time. Let's hope not for their sake. So, Pat, Peter, my drum teacher has played with the likes of Bowie, James Morrison, Journey, and Aretha Franklin. The stories he tells me at the sessions and the touring he's done keep me entertained for hours. Wow, that is awesome, Sir Pat. Good stuff. Quintero, Jinkin. Good play. Oh, this is a great play. Is that going to be onside? It's probably offside anyway. But that was nice play though. Quintero holding on to the ball, finding space. Then the flick on. So Pat says, Peter, you've lived, buddy. Anyone that has experiences has definitely lived. So let's respect it. That's what it's all about. Mojica now taking it on the left, charging out of defence. Both teams looking a bit ragged. Both teams looking a little tired. All right, ball now. Can anyone get through? Ooh. Wow. Players nearly got through. So there's gaps opening now. Both teams will have a chance here, you'd think. There could be a late winner. Espresso's back. Record set for the World Cup 0-0. Do you know what, Espresso? I just heard that stat. And they said there was 8 0-0s. But obviously there's been more games. But I don't even remember that many. Don't really remember that really many 0-0s. I've just seen goal after goal every game. But obviously there have been 0-0s. Obviously Spain, Cape Verde and this one. But I don't really remember that many off the top of my head. But saying that, I think some of the 0-0s have been quite entertaining as well. From what I gather. This one is a bit so-so. Oh, good cut back there. Thriller into the box. Cleared again. These two teams are too evenly matched. Xhaka sprays it out wide. Into the box. Imbolo goes down. Poor cross into the box there. What was that? Espresso, what have you thought of this game, my bro? What do you think? I don't think you're cashing in on this one anyway, bro. I think if Colombia get through here, they could do the Argies, but I can't see the Swiss doing the same. I hear that, Sir Pat, and I can kind of see your thinking there. It's a tough one. I don't see any of them doing Argentina, to be fair. Arthur says, what a rubbish game of footy. Welcome back, Arthur. Only 2 shots each on target. Yeah, it's been a bit of a hard watch this second half. The first half I didn't mind. I agreed with you, Sep Pats. I thought the game was building, but it's just fallen very flat from the start of the second half. Maybe my 1-0 is correct. Yes, Arthur. You did go 1-0 Colombia. Let's see. I don't feel like I want an extra half an hour of this in extra time. I'll tell you that for nothing. Espresso, well, I disappeared to the kitchen for like 20 minutes, so you know what I think. I hear that, my bro. It is what it is. Trying to Uno reverse on the game, yeah? If I just walk away, I'll come back. It might be an all-time barnstorming classic. Nope. Should have stayed in the kitchen, one of those ones. Arthur says he's not on the edge of my seat. Yeah, exactly. Firmly squeezed into the back, Arthur, right into the cushion. Not going anywhere. This game is turgid so far at the moment. I'll be honest, I did enjoy the first half. I did think it was building into something, but yeah. Maybe there's just going to be a bolt from the blue. And it's going to be a late winner. Ndoye here, standing his man up, drifts inside, but no one's challenging. They're just happy to sit back. No real invention in the attacking. It's all very basic. Arthur says, hopefully someone scores to make the other team attack. Yeah, this is it. That's what the game needed, wasn't it? And that's the thing. If one of those early chances go in, we probably do get a much better game, but it's settled into too much of a stalemate. Ndoye charging into the box. He's going to win a corner there. Robust defending. This Daniel Munoz of Crystal Palace, such a tenacious player. I think he could go to a higher club, Munoz. Daniel Munoz of Crystal Palace. So tenacious, really good going forward. So strong in a tackle, quick, strong. Just got everything you need to be either a good right back or wing back. But obviously at Crystal Palace plays at right wing back. But he could definitely play as a right back, 100%, no problem. Just high quality player. Right, ball into the box. Xhaka tries to put it back into the box. Right, big switch from Mahika over. Oh, Montero puts it in. Oh, tried a cheeky first timer. Keeper, what are you doing? Park pushes it out, but that was weird. And is it offside? Unlucky. That would have been a sensational assist if that one had come off. Mahika to Quintero goes for the first time. Cushioned volley. That would have been sensational. Just offside though. Officers having to commentate on this game must be painful. Yeah, it's not the greatest. This is why it's nice when there's some great chat going on, because then you can just avoid the game. But you gotta feel the silence. And also as well, it's good practice as well. Good play there. Ali, perhaps it's time for the Tyson monologue, perhaps, just to subsidise the lack of entertainment. I can't, Sir Pats. We got Arthur in the chat. It's not for his ears. But yeah, one day, mate, I'll give you the exclusive. I'll give you the exclusives on the Mike Tyson story. Yeah, what a story. Arthur, which game was worse than this one? Oh, I think Spain-Portugal was worse than this, to be honest. And that's saying something. Yeah, this wasn't great. But saying that game at least had a goal at the end. But yeah, that game was awful. You know what? You know why, Arthur? I think that this game is not entertaining wise that much better. But at least these guys have been trying their hearts out. Do you know what I mean? I feel like with the Spain-Portugal game, there was a lack of effort. And there's been quality in this game, but they've literally just been too equal. You know, they've just cancelled each other out. But the effort has been there, that is for sure. But that's my opinion, Arthur. What do you think, mate? Oh, Arthur says, I agree. Yeah, fair enough, my man. I don't think we'll see that with... I think the France-Morocco game will be pretty tight, to be honest. But I think Morocco will be a bit cautious, but I find it hard to believe that Morocco will be able to lock out France. So I think I think Morocco is gonna have to go for it at some point in that game. But I don't expect a high-scoring one with France-Morocco, to be honest. I think that one is quite an easy one to go with the natural score of maybe a 2-1 France. Widmer and Iten are on, two players I have never heard of. Espresso said this will be Colombia's second 0-0. Damn. Who was their other 0-0 against? Obviously it was in the group stage. Who was that against? I can't remember. Was it Cape Verde, was it? Hold on, who was it? Who were they in the group with? Can't even remember, to be honest. Peter says 7-5 thriller then. Sepp Pat says, totally agree, Ade. They will take some time to recover from this game. They've run each other into the ground, cancelling each other out. 100%. 100% Sepp Pats. Espresso says, yeah, Portugal with Ronaldo walking about worst. Honestly, look, Ronaldo, all props to him, one of the greats of all time, honestly. But that was literally, his participation in this tournament had literally been like walking football at times. You know, and listen, guys, the next World Cup is in Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. Is there anything in this man's ego where he might think to stick around? Portugal again, Espresso says. Oh, right, for the 0-0. Colombia. Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's the thing. Portugal nearly got a 0-0 against Spain. It's just like, yeah. Going down, that is never a penalty. Get up. All these players so desperate for pens. Get up. Ridiculous. Should be embarrassed. Grabs his arm a touch and he flies to the floor. Embarrassing. Get up. Honestly, I'd be ashamed to get a penalty for the way some of these players just do anything to win. I'd be embarrassed. I wouldn't even want a penalty for that. There's a way to win a game. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, does anyone think Ronaldo might stick around for the next World Cup? Seeing that's being part held in Portugal. Can you imagine a 45-year-old Ronaldo walking around up top? Hopefully not for their sake. Xhaka floats one into the box. Drops down. Can they get a shot away? Abdul says, Colombia 0, Switzerland 0. This is looking like penalty shootout. It really does have that all over it. And Arthur says, please don't make me have to watch extra time. I know, man. It's horrible, isn't it? Ronaldo's sticking around for 100 statues, not 1,000 goals. Well, the way he's playing in these matches, if he sticks around, he will be the 100th statue. Nah, Switzerland driving all over the place, looking for a penny. This is embarrassing. Cameron, welcome back, Cameron. Cameron says, this is tragic. What, the falling over penalties or just the game? Or both? Five additional minutes. All right, break now from Colombia. Cameron says both. One back there. Great chance here for Colombia to make something on a break, but they messed it up. Switzerland pushing forward. Right, is there going to be a chance? It slipped in now! It's across the box. Ndoye messes it up. Close. Should have done better, Arthur. You know what he should have done, Arthur? He should have hit it across. He should have hit it outside of his foot. Tried to kind of like Travella shot it from that angle. Bit of curve. Wham. And just gone for it. Didn't even look, to be honest. To be fair, he didn't even look. He just put it across the box. Abdul says, I won't be surprised if Ronaldo play until 45 years of age for World Cup 2030, Spain, Uruguay, Portugal and Morocco. Yeah, that's what I was saying, my man. Abdul says, this has more energy in your voice than the game. Yeah, tell me about it, Abdul. It's a struggle. The Swiss should have had a pen. Do you think so? I need to see it on a replay. They didn't really show it that closely. Vargas is on, a very pacey player. I think I saw him in the Champions League against Liverpool. Can't remember whose club side is, but yeah, see him play against Liverpool. Very pacey guy. And then Jermaine Defoe says, they're giving him some pace. We know this, Jermaine. We know this. If someone scores, they should be honoured. Knighthood for that man, Arthur. Should be honoured by the world, yeah. A world knighthood for whoever ends this misery. It's true. 2.5 minutes to save us from 30 more minutes of this. Oh. Exactly, yeah, you know it, Arthur. 100%. Abdul says, seen the Jordan Henderson ex-Liverpool player arm break. Looks bad and a freak accident. Yeah, it did look very nice. And that's the thing. What a silly way to end your tournament. Do you know what I mean? Jumping in with the celebrations, etc. Is this going to be a corner? It's going to be a corner for Switzerland. Is there going to be a winner? Ridder, who's had a decent game. Arthur's not having Jordan Henderson. He got injured by celebrating. He's a washed granddad. Damn. Jordan getting no respect in the chat. One set, Peter. I'll come to that in a second. Switzerland corner comes in. Big clearance by Davinson Sanchez. Big header. Very impressive. Right, the break is on now. Ooh. Is there going to be a break now? Back into the box. Switzerland. They're going to get a corner, surely. Wow, goal kick. Oh, okay. Peter says the radio excels in these types of games. You don't have to watch. Do you know something? You're right, because there's many a time when you see a football game on the highlights, you've listened to it on the radio 0-0, and you're like, the commentator's bigging it up, making it sound like there's chances here, chances there. And when you see some of those chances later on a match of the day, you're like, really? What was this commentator going on about? Absolutely ridiculous. Xhaka wins a free kick. They're going to load in the box now. This is going to be it. The last chance. The last chance before 30 minutes. Can we get a winner? Oh, it's not even a Switzerland free kick. Damn. And that is it. Extra time. We have extra time. Oh. Never mind. Do you know something, guys? It's always the way, isn't it? You get an absolute classic in the game before, in obviously Argentina-Egypt, where you get all the action you could want. Yeah, anyway, Argentina-Egypt had the action of 3 football games in the end. And in this one, you've barely got the action of 1. It's just the way it goes, football. It's just the way it goes. Like Peter would always say, it's like the narrative in a story. Just expect the unexpected. Yeah, but this game has been absolutely very, very average very average on average. Arthur says extra time. And he's on the crying emojis. Yeah, I hear you, bro. This is definitely hard going. Peter says, normally teams miss a bag full of chances to end up at 0-0. Exactly. And this has been, we've barely seen any real chances. Maybe 2 flashed across the goal with from Switzerland. But yeah, it's been a struggle remembering things in this game. Definitely won't live in the memory, this one. Awful. Has anyone seen any transfer news, any gossip, anything interesting happening in the football world? Just dealing with an important matter. I'll be back in a sec. Peter says, I'm 100% out of the transfer gossip. I can't take people talking for hours about a rumour. I hear that, Peter. I hear that. I mean, the thing is with rumours, if it's actually interesting or you can see a real narrative or build up to it, but I don't know. In this kind of YouTube world, Peter, it's like these people are so hungry to get clicks and views. It's like they just talk about, a player farting in Sainsbury's, and it's like, oh, this leads to that, or I spoke to this person and this person's dog said this and all that sort of stuff, and it does get a bit silly. It does get a bit silly, 100%. So Pat says, Klopp is shameless. Tonight he's flogging Budweiser on TV adverts, and 6 months ago he's pushing Erdinger. He'll flog anything. So Pat, so true, isn't it? It's mad. Obviously a little bit of Trivago this and Trivago that. And I kind of get it in a way, but sometimes I just think that Pat's, how much money do you need? Jurgen Klopp, he's got to be sitting on what? Is it? Obviously, fair enough. Maybe it's one of those ones where he didn't really have a great playing career, so he probably didn't make much money out of football as a player. Probably the reason why he got into management, to be honest. And Peter says Klopp's the new Beckham, but yeah, he's done so much advertisements and whatnot. He's on massive money at Red Bull. He was at Liverpool for 10 years, so you're talking about the majority of that. He was going to be what? On the majority of that, he probably came in on 5-6 mil a year. Probably by the time he left, he was on 8-9 mil a year. So, you know what I mean? Obviously, there's tax and whatnot, but there's no way he's short of, there's no way he's not sitting on a personal fortune of 40 million. How much do you need? Do you know what I mean? And Peter says, exactly, how much do you need indeed? As for Beckham, like you said, he's ridiculous. He's been doing adverts and sponsorships for like nearly 30 years, and he keeps going. He's already football's first billionaire, is he not? Or he's one of them anyway, and it's just like, how much do you need? His missus is minted anyway. It's like, I mean, to be fair, maybe they're just setting up the future Beckhams for, the next 300 years, generational wealth, but, or maybe they see it as a challenge and it drives them to make money. Right, ball into the box, well defended, drops, goes down, dive, book him for that. That is ridiculous. How's that a penny? Get up. Swan dive in the box. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. I don't like this player. I think, is it Arias? He's embarrassing. Diving left, right and centre. Let's have a look at this. Oh, it's going to go. He's going to get it. Oh, fair enough. That probably is a penalty. He's definitely caught. He sold it. I mean, it's a proper swan dive, but it probably is a penalty. Man, like, get Rob is back. How you doing, my bro? This could be a penalty here. How you doing, Rob? What are you thinking of this game, bro? It's absolutely dire, mate. Good. No penalty. Fantastic. Didn't like the way this guy dived. I'm not a fan of this guy at all. Yeah, glad to see you back, Rob. Let us know what you think of this game. So Pat says, I feel like I get Beckham shoved down my throat. In fact, I deliberately avoid anything he flogs. I just never understood the appeal of, I'll let you finish, of Beckham. Rob says, be so entertaining, so boring at the same time. Rob, I hear that. Do you know something? Where I agree with you, and I know where you're coming from, the first half, a lot of the people in the chat found it boring. I found the first half very interesting, so that Pat did as well. It felt like it was building somewhere, like there was a story building, but the second half has been woeful. First half I liked, second half has been... So second half, now it's in injury time. Let's hope that it kind of goes one way, because there's surely going to be gaps here and tiredness is going to set in. So surely that should lead to chances. Oh, risky at the back there. Wow. But let's see. Right, good turn, good run. Mahika, surely that is going to be... Yes, a yellow card for Mahika, the left back. But yeah, well said, Rob. Interestingly, Rob, seeing as you're a Saints man, obviously, and a part-time Liverpool fan, with your Saints hat on, what is your pre-season looking like? Have you got any decent games coming up? Anywhere they're travelling to? Any Premier League clubs they're playing, or any foreign clubs that they're playing? Anything decent that you're looking forward to with pre-season? Let us know, bro. Rob says, ITVX is so bad of an app. I never use it, to be honest. I never use it, but, you know, it's, yeah, BBC iPlayer is a lot better, isn't it, mate? 100%. Especially said, that's why I couldn't start a YouTube channel. I would have ended the stream already. I hear that, bro. I hear that. There's a lot of time where I keep staring at the chat, just hoping somebody drops in and something. So, guys, any ideas while you're at it for other things I could do with the channel in regards to football content? Obviously, you can do things like watch-alongs. I'll have my own little videos on transfers and stuff regarding my club, Liverpool, and maybe some other breaking news as well. But, you know, what other things could I possibly do? Any ideas? Let us know. We've had some ideas in the past, but it'd be good to hear from you guys for other ideas. Peter's dropped in some good ones before about having maybe a quiz show or, you know, obviously some story-based stuff. Maybe some Premier League not Premier League, but, you know, football club transfer stuff regarding your club, etc. Keeping across all of the news. But let us know if you've got any ideas as well. I'm all ears. Yeri Mina is on. Rob says tier lists and predictions. Oh, you mean for Premier League, you mean? Or whatever league. Oh, what a ball that is, out wide. Luis Díaz charges down the left. Oh, but poor control. And when you say tier lists, what do you mean? Tier list videos or kind of tier lists where you can kind of judge things and put them, maybe have people come into the chat and move tier lists around? Or just mean like my own opinions on things? Let me know what you mean by that, my brother. And I would definitely write it down. I do see that with other things and whatnot. People do seem to love tier list videos. Right, big cross in. Crossbar. Wow. Big header. Saved, pushed onto the bar. Woof. The closest we've come to a goal in the whole match. Ooh. Quintero usually got a solid first touch. Couldn't take it. Oh, lovely play from Akanji there. Right. Oh, so couldn't keep it going. He was so close. Oh, he just needs to keep it down. Keeper would have saved it anyway. Oof. Rob says, could be anything football related, like rate Premier League clubs fans or stadiums or something, and put them between S tier and F tier. Fair enough. I hear that, my man. I'm going to make a note of that. I love that. I'll put that down. I'm going to copy that and paste it into my notes. Let's write that down. Alright, I'll save that. I'll come back to that. And Rob says, could be a video or a stream. Nah, fair enough. Yeah, maybe it could be an interactive one. And yeah, some good ideas as well. I'll probably wait until the midst of the summer or maybe the start of the season for certain things. So there's hopefully there's more chance of people turning up. Oh, what a strike! Colombia turning up the heat. Wow. Sorry, Rob, just dealing with a family thing. Rob says, do you like the round of 32 or do you think the round of 16 only is better? You mean just going straight to the round of 16? Well, obviously, with the round of 32, we've got this extended tournament. To be fair, I think I've quite liked it, to be honest. With the bigger World Cup, I've loved all the little bits of stories. To be fair, Rob, with the extra 16 teams, you know, we've had some stinkers in there. Like, no disrespect to Uzbekistan, but, you know, they weren't up to par for the tournament. But obviously we've seen the Cape Verde story, and who cannot not like that? We've obviously seen, you know, other smaller nations doing really well as well. So I quite like the round of 32, my bro. So yeah, I've enjoyed the extended World Cup basically. And besides, you get more football, right? 5 weeks of footy instead of 4. Can't go wrong, my bro. What about your thoughts? Espresso says, it's not easy, mate. I've seen YouTubers doing loads of reaction streams against other YouTube content. Then it turns toxic. People run out of ideas and hungry for content. Bro, this is the thing. It's like, at the end of the day, it does take a lot of hard work and effort to put into your videos and whatnot. Even the behind the scenes stuff. It takes up a lot of your spare time. Oh, what a chance here this is, surely. Oh, what a save by Vargas. He should have scored there. Floats it back into the box. Wow, it's opening up, this game at last. It is opening up. Peter says these bigger channels fail at the point of research. A stream about a rumoured signing needs stats, graphics, and a load of clips and info. 100%, Peter. Victor says, welcome back, Victor. Big V is back. Colombia trolling. They are way better than Switzerland. Bro, I disagree, Victor. I think they're not. I don't think there's much in it, to be honest. I think Switzerland are better than you're giving them credit for, and I think Colombia aren't as good as you think they are, in my opinion. But yeah, I think these two teams are very well matched, hence the result. But yeah, I don't think they're obviously, these are B tier teams. These two are not top tier teams, my bro. But it's still there. Anyone can win it, Victor. Anyone can win it, my bro. But have you enjoyed the game? That is the question. And Peter, yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. And yeah, going back to what you were saying, Espresso, about, you know, people turning on each other. You know, I think people are just, sometimes people just, they got to remember what they got into it for. It's like anything in life. Whatever you get onto something for, keep that in your head. Get Rob says, I mean, I have a channel in this account that I made from ages ago with about 4.7k subs. Just got to keep consistent. Well done, bro. And what did you cover, Rob? And do you no longer kind of do it anymore? Or you just like, you don't bother anymore? Or that's kind of where you got to and gave up with it? Please let me know. It's very interesting to hear. Victor says, Colombia will win and the match is a bit boring. I hear that, bro. Let us see how it goes. I think it's still anyone's to take. Maybe it's just going to go penalties. So Pat says, mate, I've got an open planned house. The TV is on and the sound is turned down. With your voices blasted around the house, chatting to the group. It's like Radio Luxembourg. Hello, Jan. Hope you're looking after our boy. Let us know. Oh, good run here from Rios. It's in the box. Oh, Luis Díaz. This guy looks like he'd left his shooting boots in Munich. He's left his shooting boots in Munich. He's left his energy in Munich as well. Luis Díaz just looks knackered to me all tournament. Great run this by Rios though. Pirate DJ Ade, you know it, bro. Isk. But yeah, mad times. It's Quintero, he's a bit of a player. But yeah, let us know, Rob, about your thoughts on what I was saying. Do you still YouTube now? Or is it just that you kind of stopped now? I think it takes a lot of effort and a lot of perseverance for people to keep going. I can see why, put it this way, after doing it for a few months, I could quite easily see why people will stop. But honestly, some of the stuff I see online, the clickbait stuff is incredible. I'm just like, pfft. And I give Rob says, nah, I gave up on it. All the videos are from when I was a kid. Ah, bless you. Still got a long form that still gets views from this day with more than 1 million views. Wow, wicked, man. I'd love to see it, bro. Let me know what it is. I'll check out your channel. I'll go and have a look myself when I've got a spare moment. But I will do that. I'll catch up with that. I need to catch up with Abdul's video that he wants me to watch so I can have a chat with him. But do you know something? It's one of those things. Maybe, Rob, you're a fairly younger person and you got into it at the right time. But honestly, when you have to juggle these things with all of the other pressures of life, work, family, kids, whatever, girlfriends, wives, or, friends, it's hard to find the time to keep it all moving. That is for sure. And what I would say as well, and it's not a diss on anyone, we all know who Mark Goldbridge is, right? He's one of the biggest content creators out there. And I think you look at some of the things I use him as an example, right? He's got a massive following. The United Stand, 1.5 million subscribers and all that sort of stuff. Crazy amounts of support. He's got another channel. And then I look at it. I think the other day, he was doing a match at like 1 a.m. in the morning. And I'm like, why? Have a night off. You don't need to do it. Like, you're not going to lose anything. But I think, in a way, I'm not accusing him, but a lot of the bigger channels, they just want to cover everything to keep everything kind of like gatekeeping away. And it stops other smaller people going in, because once you're used to your favorite YouTuber or whatever, or your channel, you might tend to stick with them. And then therefore, I think some of these people feel like they've got to work 24/7 just to hold on to what they got. And I don't think that's healthy. But that's my opinion on it. Peter says, I'd put YouTube way down the list. I hear that, my bro. Rob says, yeah, still in my teen years. Oh, you're a youngster. This profile picture is so old from when I was less than 10. I don't know why I haven't changed it. I hear that, my bro. But it's nice to have a youngster on board, mate. And it's good that you can hang out with maturer people as well. And we've also got the youngster King Arthur as well. I don't watch the extra time first. I'll come back to 0-0, of course. I hear you, bro. I hear you, Arthur. But no, very interesting, Rob. Really good insights. Let me know what you guys thought about what I was saying about some of these people that have the bigger channels and whatnot. Because my youngest son, he's 17 now. He watches a lot of YouTube. So he's someone that grew up on KSI and the Sidemen. He still watches them now. Things like Beta Squad. He likes that kind of whole jokey vibe. Now, when you see some of these videos with these YouTubers getting together, it's always the same 10 or 11 people. And they're all doing, or groups of people, and they're all doing it. It's like YouTubers got a 1% club and the rest of the 99% are scrambling around for the crumbs. And it's just like real life. Like, the rich stay rich, the poor can't get a way in. It is incredible, really. Just like in real life, in business or politics or whatever. It's like there's always these little cliques that have all of the power. Yeah, and I'm just not here for it. I'm not here for it at all. Arthur says KSI with the sick emoji. I mean, I'll give these people credit that have been putting their heart and soul into their content. I mean, some of these people grew up playing FIFA. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not a youngster, but, you know, I played FIFA for years. I could have been doing that on YouTube myself and whatnot. I probably thought about it, to be honest, about 10 years ago, but I literally did not have the time at all back then. But yeah, it is what it is. And look what they've branched off and gone to do. Arthur says he went to a posh public school. Did he really? I don't really know the background. I don't really particularly find KSI very... I think some of his very early stuff was all right. But, you know, the whole Sidemen thing and whatnot. What I don't like is the pushing... And this isn't about the Sidemen. This is about so many people. They're always talking about the material things. Look at $1 this versus 1,000 that. And I'm just like... It's like materialism is the same way that sexism is pushed on women, where they're made to feel a certain way, or young people feel like we need to have these things because young YouTubers have these things and whatnot, pushing out stuff that is out of the reach of everyday man and woman or person, whatever. And I'm not here for this materialistic life, because I'm one of the most immaterialistic people there are on this planet. Believe me, I've got no time for material stuff at all. But those are my thoughts on those subjects. While we're hoping that this game is going to pick up. Let me reset the clock, because I did not stop the second half extra time. So we're now on... So Pat says, mate, I've got a whole marketing department plus my own production studios in the centre of Liverpool. We spend hundreds of hours producing content and we still haven't found a winning formula. You have a lot of potential. Thank you, my bro. Thank you. Appreciate it. But everyone's still got to keep... everyone's got to keep grinding away, Set Pat. I think a lot of the time in life, it's just about your passion, right? And it's about your believing in yourself. But I think at the end of the day, whatever it is, Set Pat, and you'll know because you're a worldly and a wise man. At the end of the day, people can see passion and real. So there's that saying, isn't there? Real knows real. So when you connect with people and you see that they're being real on a particular subject or a level, you gravitate towards that. And I think those are the kind of things that research and money and investment can't find. Obviously, there's ways and means around it. You know, AI, the way the world's going and whatnot, and some of the things that are developing, things that can crunch numbers and permutations and examples. But at the end of the day, you cannot replicate human soul. And that's what it's all about. Just put your soul out there, bear it, and people will come. Do you know what I mean? It's like that old saying in the movie, isn't it? The, what is it called? The Kevin Costner movie, Field of Dreams, build it, and they will come. And that's literally what certain YouTube channels will be, so Pats. But thank you for saying that, my bro. Arthur says, because we're living in a material world and I'm a material girl. Arthur Donner over there. Rob says, all right, I'm back. Nice to see you back, Rob. Right. Are we going to get a winner here? Or is it going down to penalties? Rob says, oh, you just went to check your channel. 4.95 subscribers. What did you say before? So you said, where did you go before? Oh, so you gained an extra 250 subscribers and you don't even do anything anymore, Rob. See, impressive, right? And it's nice, a little bit of legacy there. Well, Rob, when I grow up, hopefully I'll be like you. I'm still way down there in the low 100s with the subscribers, but you've got to keep grafting away. Got to keep plugging away. But respect, man. Well done for you, bro. It's a good achievement. Arthur says you're a darts fan like me. Is that Rob, yeah? I tell you something though, Arthur. I think I had a dartboard when I was a kid. And yeah, I used to throw a few darts back in the day. I wish I'd have stuck at it, to be honest. It's not that difficult a sport, to be honest, especially when you've got good hand-to-eye coordination. Yeah, I think I'm not even joking. I think I could have made a darts player if I'd have stuck at it, to be honest. So Pat says, sorry mate, Ade, do you want to monetize the channel? What's the end game? I mean, it's one of those things. Once you get to that point, Step Pats, obviously it makes sense to. So yeah, that is a part of the plan, I guess. But the idea is just I've said to myself, I'm going to give it 1 year, putting in some solid effort when I do have the time, Step Pats, and see what comes of it. If I'm still enjoying it, I'll carry on. If not, then leave it be and walk away. But and at least I can say I gave it a go. But I like the idea of, basically, bro, I like the idea of making a difference, and in a small way. Now, look, I'm not going to say I could have some massive influence or whatnot, but I do know that I do know how to talk to people, and I know how to communicate, and I know that I can reach people in an empathetic way. I've already reached people on this channel, and I know I've connected with them, and I've helped people with certain things in a small way, which is what it's all about for me. Good shot coming in there. So Pats, I think, yeah, I'd like to see where it could go. And ultimately, if you're enjoying certain things, like I love football, I love my video games. So if you can make a passion out of your pastime, then I think why not? So yeah, let's see. At the moment, I'm open to all different directions. We shall see, my bro. I'm just not going to try, but I'm very conscious of not selling myself out in terms of my person, if that makes sense. But yeah. When it comes to the option of monetizing, we shall see. But then I think people go down a path where it's all about the money, and it's like, you know, people will do that. I'm never going to be someone that loses my way over money. Money is not important to me, bro. Not at all. Peter says, I like the darts. I got some Japanese darts. MVG was the main man. Rob says, you deserve so much more. 136 subscribers doesn't show you how good of a channel you have. Thank you, my bro. Yeah, in time. I don't worry about it. You know, it's only just a start. And it's not, and there's so much competition. So depending obviously when you start, the earlier you start this YouTube game, the easier it is. But I think a lot of the time it's just about, you just got to stick in there. It's like, I think a lot of it is, ooh, shot over the top there. I think YouTube these days, you're like a boxer on the ropes and you're just getting battered left, right and centre. There's times where I've had a really good weekend, really good streams, and then you come away and you're like, raw, I actually lost subscribers. What is that all about? But it is what it is. Keep plugging away, make the difference. And I'm looking forward to next season because I really want to enjoy the Premier League, get my gaming stuff going as well, and hit it from multiple angles. So we shall see. But it's all about that time, guys. It's all about, do you have the time? And that is the problem. Arthur says, Seven Nation Army, they can't hold me back. Express says, I can't see your sub count. Did you stream last Premier League season? No, I didn't, my bro. I only started a couple of months ago. I think I started the beginning of June. No, I started the kind of back end of May. So it hasn't been long. But honestly, it is. It's one of those things where I had a look at my timeline the other day and I saw this stream. I saw this YouTuber, an American girl. She was pretty, to be fair, and she does cosplay. So, you know, she's pretty, she does cosplay, and she was talking about the new Superman movie, and I thought, okay, I didn't look at her video, because I don't want to falsely inflate anyone that I'm not interested in, plus I don't want to open on somebody, and all of a sudden I'm getting their videos pumped into my feed. I don't need that grief. But I clicked on her account, and it was like, she had like 500,000 subscribers, and she had done about, I don't know, 100 videos, and you're like, and she'd barely been around for about 5 minutes. And you're like, I wonder why those guys subscribe to her for. But so at the end of the day, fair play to her. She's using her looks, using the fact she's an attractive female and does cosplay. So it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, I'm just a man. All right, chance over the bar. Poor. Got to score. This guy is not a player, this number 21. That was poor. So ultimately, yeah, you know, you got to use your gifts. A lot of women can and do. And, you know, I'm just a guy that's in a saturated market doing video games and football. Two of the things that men love, but therefore a lot of competition. So you've got to try and stand out and either use your humanity, your wit, your charm, your intelligence to get by. But there's different ways to skin a cat. Let's see how it goes. I like the challenge anyway. Arthur says maybe give him a shout out. Who's that? Arthur? Sorry, I've been talking so much and I'm getting tired. I can't remember. So Pat says, first year in business, I lost 5 grand. Second year, I made 5 grand. And the third year, I broke even. So after 3 years, I'd made nothing. But I've been going for 41 years and it's a marathon, not a sprint. 100%. That is exactly it, Seth Pats. And that is the way to be. You know, I've done businesses in the past and I've failed. I've been in certain jobs, certain careers. I've earned decent money in terms of salary wise. I've earned poor salary, not poor, but, you know, mediocre salaries, average salaries, you know, quite high salaries as well in terms of salary jobs as well. So all I know, Seth Pats, is that at any point of that money did not make me happy. I know that for a fact. Victor says, where do you rank Liverpool in the Europe top 10? Top 15? Good question. Last year, Victor, when we played you in the Champions League, not this season, you know, the season before, the 2 games, the 1-0s, we were up until, you know, the quarterfinals. Liverpool was the top team in Europe, but they lost their way. So even in last seasons, we still finished in the top 4 in Europe in the league phase. Obviously, we came across PSG and got knocked out. I think the squad and the team is better, so I think Liverpool's definitely in the top 10 in Europe. Yeah, definitely. But they're not obviously in the top 4 at the moment. Easily the top 5 teams in, what, you're going to go with PSG, Arsenal, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. Those are the 4 top club sides in world football. And then after, Liverpool be in the tier below. You know, obviously Liverpool, Real Madrid. And yeah, those are, yeah. So Liverpool in and around top 7 or 8, I reckon. Obviously Man City as well. Arthur said, Columbia says, Colombia got close. Damn, they did. Express said, I found you because of World Cup, bro. Exactly, man. Respect. And Arthur, talking about the cosplay channel. Yeah, pervs. Well, this is it. We are men. This is what men do. The amount of video, I don't even try and look for female videos. My phone gets saturated with female videos. Anyone would think that I'm there looking for that. But every 5 seconds, it's like, this girl this, I don't know, or I'm getting goth girls this and goth girls that. And it's like, raw, I need like reading my mind or something. But yeah, it's a mad one that goes out on a YouTube phone. Rob says, if you could go back and tell your 13-year-old self something, what would you say? Great question. Do you know what I would say? If I went back a bit younger, I would say, you know, I would go back and I would go into I would make sure I get myself into a certain sport. Something like tennis or even darts. Honestly, I'd really give it a go. But 13, I'd say, I'll be real. I'd say don't go to university. I'd say don't go to university. Honestly, unless you know what you want to do with your life, you know, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to go into, you know, be some kind of top tier specialist in something where you actually need to go to university, then go university. But I tell myself, don't go to university. Go and do something you love. If you're not talented enough to make it in that thing, then go and work on another dream. And that's what I would do. That's what I would say to myself. What about you? You're only not that far from it. What would you say to yourself? Arthur says, what Ade's poor salary is 100 grand a year. To be fair, I've earned 100 grand a year. I'm not even going to lie. Maybe I don't make that, but I've averaged that out over the year. I have done that before. But it doesn't change things. The more money you earn, the more you have to pay. So it is what it is. Or the more things you find to spend the money on. You earn 50 grand, you buy a certain level car. You earn 75 grand, you earn a certain level of car. You earn 50 grand, you buy a certain flat to live in. You earn 75 grand, you buy a bigger house, and so on and so on. It is all just relative. It just keeps moving up the scale. Arthur says, City top 5, yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course, City top 5. So yeah, Liverpool in the top 10. After you get past the main 4 teams, then obviously it's going to be City, Real Madrid, Liverpool. But yeah, the top 4 are easily the best 4 teams in the world. Arthur says, we top the leagues. What do you mean the leagues, Arthur? Arthur says, Bodo Glint are better. Joker. Bodo Glimt were very impressive. Considering they had no league campaign going on at the time, that was an incredible achievement. Arthur says, "Are you reading my mind or something?" Arthur says, "And I'm the posh one." What can I say? But it's, money is easy come, easy go. But honestly, guys, at the end of the day, you can have money and everything. But what it boils down to, if you don't have your health, you have nothing. Honestly. Rob says, "I think I tell myself to do what I love and find a passion and to be myself." Fair enough. Well, the thing with me, Rob, what I would say is that even from a little kid, I've always had a very strong sense of belief and strong conviction in myself. And I've never lost my way. I've always stayed true to myself. But obviously, in terms of the love and finding a passion, that's the thing I should have focused on more. I used to spend a lot of time being a bit too overconfident as a child. But it is what it is. And we have gone to penalties, people. We have gone to penalties. What happened to the timer? It just resets once it goes over to 120 minutes. So, yep. The timer's off. We don't need it anymore. Arthur said, "Like this match, it dies after 120. Spot on, Arthur." And now to pens. Peter says, "Bodo Glimt showed every team up." They did. It was embarrassing. Arthur says, "To be a soldier." What was I saying? Where was that in reference to? I think I said something. Right. Let me see if I can get the graphic up for penalties. Don't even know if I have that anymore. Oh, of course, I can just use the existing one. Rob, any advice for you? How old are you, my brother? Please let me know, and then I can give you a bit of guidance. You sound like you're about 19-ish. Let me know. You said you're still in your teens, 18, 19. Let me know. I'll give you some absolute solid advice in a minute, Rob. Just let me know how old you are first. And obviously, it depends. Oh, right. You're obviously down in Hampshire. Peter says, "I said 1-1 and pens at half time." I will give you some stellar advice. Obviously, people in life have to be careful when they're handing out advice, because at the end of the day, it's the kind of thing where people shouldn't overstep their mark and talk about other people's lives. But I try to do it from a caring aspect, and I'm more than happy to do so and give you some advice for sure. So yeah, let me know how old you are, and I will go from there. So Pat says 3-3 and penalties is enjoyable, but 0-0 and penalties is a tough sell. Exactly, so Pat, it is that, my bro. Arthur says the Swiss win 4-3 on pens. This is just 50-50. I'm not even going to put a guess on. Rob says, I don't really want to specify my age, but that's cool. But I'm under 18 and in secondary school. That's fine, my bro. No problem. Sorry to pry, by the way. Right, so first of all, is there anything you wanted to do? I'll be real. When I was 15, 16 myself, I either wanted to be a footballer or Formula 1 driver. That was the kind of things in my head. Totally unrealistic, but that's what I wanted. But it wasn't going to happen. So, there you go. So, do you have anything in your life at the moment where you think you've got that passion that you want to do, first of all? Like, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a police officer, blah, blah, blah. Is there anything like you have that at the moment? Or are you probably like 80% of kids where you haven't got a clue? Let me know. Right, if anything, maybe I'll save the advice until after the penalty shootout. But obviously, in the meantime, if you let me know about your thoughts on, if you don't have a projected career path in mind at the moment and you're just winging it like a lot of youngsters at the moment. My youngest is 17 and he's winging it. But I would definitely give you the best career path to go down. I'll give you the best career path to go down as a backup. So let me know, Rob, and I will share that with you, my thoughts on the best secondary backup career path anyone in this country can take. I will let you know. So yeah, feel free to let me know when you're ready. But we're going to do these penalty shootouts. Arthur is on the emoji hunt. Peter says it is exciting, the shootout, if you haven't got a team involved. Yeah, it's all right. It's not stressful either. Colombia going first. So Pats, most people I know didn't have a clue what to do at 13. Lots of people I know at 40 still don't. 100% Sir Pats. Exactly. Rob says, it keeps changing really. I just don't want to be working a 9-to-5 job that I just get bored of and just do it for the income. Lovely point, my man. Lovely point. And I hear that. And the way you feel like that at this age is a credit to you, because most people don't even get to that point of feeling that. But let me answer, once we've done the penalty shootout, Colombia step up. Bang! In it goes. Quintero. This guy is a baller. He's definitely got tech. Right, we use the normal scoreboard there. Rob, I'll come back to you afterwards, my man. Let's just get the shootout out of the way, and then I'll come back with what a good option that I would advise. Granit Xhaka, the former Arsenal player, the Sunderland player. And is he about to join Chelsea with the rumours going? Rob, I haven't forgotten, mate. We'll come back to it after the shootout. Hedging your bets after. Hedging your bet after. All right, Xhaka. Usually got that hammer foot. Oh, what a save. I called it, the hammer foot. He still got it done. Close at Pats. It really was, wasn't it? He absolutely wellied that. And it's 1-1 in the shootout. It was a good pen. It was a good attempt at a save though, but he hammered that. You don't save those. Let's have a look here. Davinson Sanchez, the former Spurs centre-back. He does not look confident. Oh, I'm not looking at the chat. Spoils it. I think I know what's going to happen due to Pat saying it. I must be way behind. Jesus. All right, Sanchez steps up. Oh, the stutter step. Nonsense. Oh, that is an ouch at Pat's. Wow. That sucks. He absolutely smashed the crossbar. You absolute sap. Oh, do you know what? He's hoping that the ref's watch went off. But it didn't. Bang. Oh my God, it hit the line and everything. Oh my days. Wow. Okay. So now, Switzerland have the chance. Amdouni steps up. Oh, he played in the Prem, didn't he? He plays in the Prem, Amdouni. Was it West Brom he played for, maybe? Stutter. Oh, that was chilled. That was chilled. Oh, you got to respect it. He was not having it, the boy. And here we are. Switzerland are on the verge. They just need to finish their penalties, and if they can convert each one, they are through, and Colombia is gone. Rob plays for Forest. Amdouni, I'm pretty sure he's in the Prem. I swear he played for West Brom at some point. Maybe Forest. I can't remember now. God, these players get about. They get about, Rob. They get about. Right, here we go. What's this guy going to do? Oh, he was lucky. Jesus. Campaz. Very lucky. He's someone that should have scored in normal time. The one with that chance. He's bigging up the crowd like that. Mate, you're lucky you scored. That was an atrocious penalty. Keeper nearly bailed out. Arthur says he thinks save for the Swiss one. Akanji, formerly of Manchester City and Dortmund. He's over in Serie A at the moment, isn't he? Was he at Juve? Was he at Inter? Can't remember. Is that one of them? All right. Akanji. Manuel Akanji. What have you got? Oh, that is an awful penalty. Absolutely disgusting penalty. Blazed it over. That was absolutely shambolic. Arthur says, good pen from the Swiss player. They can't even split them on pens. It's so true. Shocking pen. What's all these, honestly, these players and these stuttered nonsense. I'm getting sick of it. It's embarrassing. Stutter this, stutter that. Stop stuttering. Do you know what I mean? Think about the word itself, stutter. It's usually not something that is a positive, is it? Stutter, stutter, stutter. It's not about the stutter. This guy looks like a techie player. It's 2-1, Peter. It's 2-1 to Switzerland, but it's back on shot now. So Colombia can equalise here, and it's on. Oh, what a save that is! Oh my days, what a save! It was actually a decent pen, but Colbell, wow, that was a wicked save. So what, Arthur? Oh what? I'm behind. Get over it. Yeah, whatever. Just enjoy it live, my friend. Just pause it and come with me. Enjoy it live. But what a save that was. Rob says, cannot score a pen. I remember when he had a horrible one against England in the Euros. What, Akanji? That was a shocking pen. Peter says, is someone going to do a press up mid-run up next? Honestly, these starter steps are a joke. Arthur says 2-2, by the way. Oh, thanks for spoiling it, Arthur. So nice. Right, so we're assuming this guy, this big lump of a centre-back, he's going to put it in. I'll change the score now because Arthur said it's 2-2. Hopefully you're not lying, Arthur. Oh, he smashed it down the middle. Good penalty that was. I thought this guy was a centre-back. Big lump. Díaz has to score to keep it going. That's right. It's the last pen. Let's see what happens. Don't spoil it, Arthur. Let's see it. Lucho Díaz stepping up for Colombia. Didn't really take any penalties. Oh, good man, Arthur. Yeah, Luis Díaz did not take penalties for Liverpool. That is for sure. Maybe he took one in his time. But he's got to score to keep them in it. Oh, stutter step. Oh, that was smooth. That was smooth. Oh, my bad. Where's the 3-2? Can't find it, damn it. Cheers, Arthur. I lost count. So it's 3-2. So what? This is to win it, right? Sade smooth. Not. So this is it. To send them through. This is it. Colombia. Are they on the verge of being out? V.A.S, who has a very Colombian sounding name, steps up. This guy looks slick. He's a fast guy. He's all about the tech. Stutter step nonsense. Oh, and he's tucked it away. And it's done. Switzerland are into the quarterfinals. And Colombia, mamacita, papacita. These boys are going home on a plane back to Colombia, man. See you later. They are out of here. It is peak for them boys. They are done out here. And there it is. It is done. Peter says, it's a disgrace. We was robbed. Arthur says, 4-3 to Swiss. What did I say? Arthur has got 4-3 right. Wow. On the penalties, yeah? Bloody hell. I really messed it up on the score sheet there. On the thingy there. It doesn't really matter. Never mind. I nosed up that penalty shoot. I proper nosed that up there. I need to get a little penalty counter for when it gets to the next stage. So I'll do that. So it was 4-3 on the pens in the end. Well done, Arthur. Respect. Arthur's a good little judge for sure. Peter says, Back to the Future Arthur. Yeah, exactly. He's got that DeLorean, hasn't he? Lightning bolt, 88 miles an hour. Arthur, do you even know about those ones? Arthur moving like Marty McFly in the chat. Espresso goes, badoong, bang to Arthur with the rating. I'll give you that. Arthur's the man for that. Not a bad little predictor. I'll tell you what I could do. Arthur says I wrote the script. I hear that. I might do, because one thing I'm going to do on the channel in August is, I've mentioned it before, I'm going to do the official Fantasy Football Premier League. A few people might be against it because it is like a little bit of a very small entry fee and a gambling component. But I might do like a predictor league kind of game within the channel. So yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Arthur, does England win? And Peter's like, 1.21 gigawatts. 1.21 gigawatts. Peter knows. Great Scott. 1.21 gigawatts. Peter, you know. And Arthur says, why would I spoil? Ah, what a tease. Arthur the tease. Very good. Very good. Dang it. Right. What I would say, so Rob, going back to the careers thing now. Now, obviously, there's lots of things out there. What I would say, honestly, whether your family agree or not, because sometimes it depends on your family and how you feel about things. One thing I would recommend, 2 career paths I would recommend. One of them would be, because you're over down in Hampshire Constabulary, join the police. That is a great career. Maybe you could join it at a certain age. Maybe get into your early 20s, enjoy life a bit. Maybe about 23, 24, you can get into that. It is one of the most varied jobs you can do. The hours are a little bit all over the place, but you have the best variety you will ever have in your life. I guarantee it. You will learn, you will grow, you will have, a family upon family. You're doing a great service, and it will be life-changing difference. Of course, there are negative sides to it, but the plus sides massively outweigh the negatives. If you join the police force, it can help you grow in ways that you wouldn't even understand or you could even believe. But honestly, the natural enrichment, if you go into that job with the right mindset, your soul and your head and your heart in the right place, it is one of the most rewarding careers you can ever have. Plus, you can specialize in so many different ways. Do your basic service, a couple of years, police constable, and you can branch off into anything. You can take it anywhere in the world. So that is one career advice I would give to you, and I genuinely, wholeheartedly mean that. It's definitely something you should consider and not write off. That is for sure. Plant it as a little seed in your mind and think about it as an option if you don't see another pathway that grabs you. So that's the first one, Rob. I'll come to that in a sec. The second one, Rob, is, now depending on what your goal is, if you're not money orientated, that's one thing. Consider a job in the railway. The railway is a fantastic place to have a career. It's very diverse. There are aspects to it that can be a little bit monotonous, but if you go down the route of, say, train driver, for example, you can have a fantastic career. You can see parts of the world. You can be responsible for lives, commuting. You'll be in charge of equipment worth millions of pounds. You can earn literally bundles of money, 70, 80 grand a year, absolutely easy. All the overtime in the world. Very relaxed job. Obviously, a bit like with the police and driving a train, it's not 100% safe, but there is a little bit of an adrenaline thrill factor to both of them. And it is a very worthwhile career. So I would recommend those two careers if you do not have anything else in mind. The police is because it gives you the all-roundedness and it gives you complete well-being. And the railway gives you massive options in terms of logistics, where you can go in the future, cross-level into management. This is train driving, by the way. And obviously, it's financially very rewarding as well. And because you're in Hampshire, you've got Hampshire Constabulary for the police, and you've got down your way, you're going to have GWR, or you're going to have SWR. You've got cross-country trains as well. So you've got lots of TOCs, they're called, train operating companies in your area, and they take people on from young. So if you don't want to go university, you don't want to follow the normal path and just do things where you're just following everybody else going to university and doing all that. Those are two things. So Rob, let me know if you heard those and let me know what you think. Natasha's back. Natasha, hi, sorry I'm late joining. I've been up at the hospital to see my dad. He has 9 weeks to live. Oh, Natasha, so sorry to hear that. Glad you got to spend time with him. At least you have some clarity. And the only positive in that is that you have 9 weeks to get the most of your time together, Natasha. So, prayers and love out from you, from the chat. While you was away, everyone was wishing you the best and sending positive thoughts your way. So, Natasha, hopefully, you can take some solace and know that people out here in the chat and out in the world give a damn. And, you have 9 weeks. That's a small positive. You've got 9 weeks to spend as much time with your father as possible. So, much love to you. Arthur says what Ade did regarding the jobs. Peter says, being in construction, the best job I've seen is an electrician. It's a decent life. Doesn't hurt you too much unless you mess up your live and your earth. Natasha, I've done that one. Espresso says, yeah, my neighbour was a train driver, retired in his 50s, and he's always on holiday with his wife. Espresso, there you go. Yeah, train driving career, it's a fantastic career. Believe me, pension is phenomenal as well. You could start young, retire early, and like Espresso says, you could be living the good life, especially if you pay off all your stuff, mortgage, etc. Rob says, I thought about both of those jobs before. Some kind of policing job sounds cool. Maybe more into investigation. I would be a train driver, but it's not really my passion. There you go. Well, put it this way, Rob, I don't mind talking about my personal life, but there's certain things that I've written in stone what I'm not really meant to say and talk about. But I've mentioned those two careers for a reason. So if you put the dots together, there's a reason why I mentioned them. Because I know about these things. So there you go. But honestly, I would say both of those careers are fantastic in a different way. And they give you so much scope for other things. But more importantly, the police round you off in the most unbelievable way. There's people in life, so I will come to that other message in the chat. Natasha, sorry to not say a bit more, but really, honestly, you've really been on our thoughts most of the evening. People have been saying, how's Natasha getting on? Have you heard anything? And I said, maybe she'll be back on Thursday. So glad to hear that you're back. And sorry that it's not better news, but it is some news. But yeah, hopefully things are going to go well and you can enjoy your father that bit more over the next 9 weeks, Natasha. Sorry, I'm probably waffling on a bit now, but just let you know that you are in our thoughts 100%. Espresso says, sending prayers to Natasha. Rob says, sending prayers. Sorry to hear that, Natasha. Lovely stuff in the chat. See that, Natasha? Everyone has been thinking of you, talking about you, hoping that you are well. So yeah, as I was saying, yeah, going back to the police thing, there's people in life, Rob, where depending on who you are, when you're young, it's difficult finding your feet in this life. Look, I'm a much more mature guy than yourself in terms of age. But there's times where people could be 16, 17, 18, and you're not really the most confident in life at that moment because you haven't grown into adulthood, you haven't grown into yourself. So it's hard to have real conviction and courage and confidence in things. But let me tell you something. If you do the job as a police officer, you will feel like a Superman when it comes to so many aspects of life. Honestly, there's things that you can walk into and there is no situation that you cannot handle. I tell you that now. Guaranteed, my man. So hopefully my advice on those two careers can at least plant a bit more of a seed. I know you thought about them already, but obviously maybe you don't know anyone who's done those careers. Not saying I have officially, but there you go. Saying that, it's written all over my Twitch page actually, so you know, it is what it is. Right, anyway, Rob said, Arthur says, he was a policeman for the Met and got called a wah every day. Well, Arthur, well. But to be fair, Arthur is correct. I am just 23. I've just had a hard few years and I'm clearly only 29 now. Nah, seriously though, all good, all good. But yeah, hopefully, Rob, those little bits of enthusiasm I put for those careers mean something to you, my bro. And always happy to share and talk about things on this channel to a degree. Peter says, I've been watching on Dr. Beeching. Old Blakey on the buses is in it with a load of ex-Heidi High actors like comedy. What is that? Oh, Dr. Beeching. Never heard of that one. But Blakey from On the Buses. Yeah, we all know about them ones. Myself, Sir Patch, you know, well, I love you, Butler. Honestly, they're old classics. You got to be old. You got to be older to know about these things. But some of these youngsters that watch that today, they'll be thinking, what are these guys on about? But honestly, every time that old conductor said that, I loved it. The bus ticket inspector, man like Blakey. Unreal stuff. But yeah, like I said, let us know your thoughts on what I was saying, Rob. And once again, Natasha, hopefully you get a good night's sleep. You can wake up feeling, it's hardly positive with a countdown timer over on your head. But yeah, sometimes we never even get to even say goodbye to loved ones, Natasha. So hopefully, you know, you can somehow make the most of it with your family. I know you've got a lot on your plate, but hopefully you can all come together and yeah, and just have some nice times. Hopefully so. Peter says, old and cool. There you go, Peter. Exactly. Exactly. Peter says, cheerio, chaps, and best wishes, Natasha. Well said, Peter. Well said. Rob says, I think it would be cool to have a job with like BBC Sports reporting. My days, Rob. Are you just me, reincarnated in another life? Right, now, I've now just thought of what I really would have said to myself at 13, Rob. Are you ready for this? And I've just told myself, because my youngest son always asks me this, what I would have done is this, right, at school, I'm not going to be big-headed. You know, I was a very capable student at school. I should have had many top-tier GCSEs, but I messed around. I bunked off a lot. Not really proud to say, but it is what it is. I was too busy in the arcades playing Street Fighter 2, but that's why I'm a master-level Street Fighter player. Whoop, whoop. But anyway, let's get back to the story. So I kind of flopped at secondary school massively. I went back to college and university, but I went down the slower path. I went to university at 22 to do IT. I really should have been doing this at 18, but I was stumbling around just looking for something to do because I didn't have any drive. But what you said there, Rob, that tickles me because English was my favourite subject at school. You know, I was an A-grade English student, my strongest subject, loved it to bits. If I had my time again at 13, I would have told myself, knuckle down, get your English done, finish your English GCSE, go to university, do an English language degree or literature course or a major minor in both or whatever. And I would have done it in sports journalism. That is what I wanted to do. but I realised it too late, Rob. So if you have a passion for it, aka you love your football or you love certain sports and whatnot, I've loved football all my life, played it as a kid, followed it my whole life, talking about it on YouTube now, 30 years later. I would have done sports journalism and I would have made a career of it. Obviously, it would have been at different times because I would have grown up in the print media age, whereas you are so young. You are now living in print media and the digital age. So you have all, and obviously the social media and technology age. So you are all over it. So I would go and do, if you really feel that strongly about it and you've got a real passion for it and you're good at it in terms of the English side of it, you've got the English language, here's me, am I good at English language? You've got the concepts of being able to connect with people, to talk with people and express your thoughts and opinions. Get that done. Go and do a university course in sports journalism. That is what I would have done. I would have loved to have done that now. Because in a way, it's kind of what I'm semi-doing now. And you could take it down different paths. You can go down the analytical route. You could just go down the actual covering of whatever chosen sport is, football, etc. And you could connect with people and make a good living. And yeah, there you go. So that's what I would do, Rob, regarding that. If I were back to your original question of what would I say to the 13-year-old version of myself, that is what I would do. And also play darts on the side. Because, hey, if Luke Littler can do it, we can all do it. And that's no slight on him, but it's possible. Peter says, I'll get the popcorn out for Ade's story. There you go, my bro. All good. All good. I've got so many stories, it's unreal. But that is because I've lived a life from work, from personal life. Oh my days. I've got so many stories. It is unreal. But sadly, they're not PG. It's a shame as well because it makes me think back to, obviously we're talking about other things and obviously the footy's finished, but it makes me think back to these times when I grew up in obviously I don't know everyone's background and whatnot, who's got this parent, that parent. I grew up, my mum's no longer with us anymore. My mum died 10 or so years ago, I mentioned. But I grew up in a house, it was basically just me and my mum, two older brothers that had already left. And I wasn't massively close to my older brothers. There was maybe the age gap was too much. And you know, I just lived with my mum, but my mum was a very simple woman. And that is being kind to say. She was a very basic human being. Loved her to bits. She was kind, she was lovely, but she was a very basic human being. She wasn't the most intelligent person on the planet, but she was a lovely soul. But she didn't really give me anything. There was no real drive. There was no real input. There was no real anything. So I didn't really have, apart from friends, I didn't have anything to bounce off. I didn't, you know, I've obviously got a father out there somewhere, but, you know, didn't grow up with one. So it's hard if you don't have people in your life that, you know, can look, especially men. We, as men, I'll be real with you, men need senior men to help them. Because a lot of the time, it just, obviously mums can help their sons, but it isn't the same. I'm telling you now, when you're a man, you need a man in your life to show you the way or to impart knowledge or give you direction. And in life, as you grow older and you all mature, guys, some of you that are younger or men that are in and around my age, they will tell you that if you have a father figure influence in your life, it makes such a big difference in your overall direction, especially if they're a positive one as well. If you don't have a positive male role model in your life, it makes it a lot easier. And you can easily go down the wrong path. It is very, very easy for those things to happen. So hopefully, if anything, Rob and Arthur, you still hopefully got your fathers in your life and they're good influence. I know Arthur does that because he mentioned him before. But yeah, Rob, hopefully you do have your father in your life and he's a bit of a good influence. Hopefully so, because we're or uncles or cousins that are slightly older that can, you know, impart good knowledge, for example. So yeah, Peter says boring conditions often provoke exploration of the mind. 100%. 100%. So Pat says, mate, we could discuss this issue forever as it's interesting, and I think I can start to see how your channel could develop. We have time to chat more in the future. No problem, Sir Pats. Look forward to it, my man. Maybe a little sidebar with the Mike Tyson story. But that is definitely not a PG topic. I will tell you that. But you know that already, which is why you want to hear it, you bad man. But yes, all good. But yeah, well said, my bro. Well said. Jokes. Honestly, life be lifing out here. Pat's in the DeLorean. I wish I could get in a DeLorean. Honestly, I'd go back. I'd change a few things. That is for sure. But you know what? In a way as well, you shouldn't do, because it was your path. It was your journey. And you hope that when you get to a certain point in life that you've enjoyed the majority of it. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. Oh, wow, bloody hell, 10 past 12. So, on that note, I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes, just 4 more minutes. We'll round it off to about quarter past 12. If anyone wants to throw in a bit more, hopefully the chat kind of helped some people today. Hopefully Natasha's going to have a better few days ahead as she comes to terms with some bad news. And yeah, hopefully, you know, just wishing all the best. It's so sad. Life is just very cruel. But then, sadly, in the negative parts of life, you have to take from that and obviously hold on to the beautiful bits that go, you know, friends, family, the things you enjoy, your hobbies, your passions, your dreams. You just got to hold on to these things, you know. But yeah, we've watched an absolutely boring game this evening. But then that was supplemented earlier by an absolute howitzer of a game. Seeing Argentina come back 2-0 down. Leo Messi flying penalties all over the shop, but not scoring. But then, you know, coming back and making a positive influence, getting an equaliser, making it 2 before Enzo Fernandez put them through to the quarters. Peter says, the longer you live, the more you realise a time machine is the answer. Very good. Now, that is a saying. That needs to go on the bottle of a beer bottle somewhere, on the back of a label, or on a milk carton somewhere. They don't even do milk. Oh, they still do milk cartons. But I am literally waffling now. But on that note, I'm going to bring the stream to a close. Hopefully we've had some fantastic chats. Rob, lovely to see you back in the chat. Hopefully we see you again. Sir Pat's, always an absolute pleasure. You absolute hero. Sir Pat's is the first person who actually commented on one of my YouTube videos. So I will always be thankful. He will always, just like all of you will always stand out. But Sir Pat's was the main man. The first man to ever comment on one of my videos. And I was so appreciative. This is why that man will never be forgotten. An absolute legend. But of course, we've had King Arthur in the chat. We had McMauler earlier. We've had Peter, the Sundance Kid, the rodeo man, the man who was touring all up and down Spain. Even though I thought it was when he was 15, he was still doing it in his 30s. The bad man, top boy. We've also had Espresso in, enjoying his life, his best life. He didn't make any money on the bet this one, but it is what it is. I'm sure he'll be back making some money next time. Like I said, King Arthur's been about. Who else has been in earlier? Victor came in, dropped by. Who else was in? Don't want to miss anyone. McMauler, I just mentioned. Obviously, Natasha's bad news today, but sending love and positive thoughts to Natasha. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, yeah, we had Humble Dude in. Throwing in a few little nuggets. He said it from the get-go. He said it was going to be a tight game with Switzerland, Colombia, and he went for a narrow Swiss victory, which it kind of was in the end on pens. Cameron was in. Gary was in, sharing their thoughts. And that was the majority of, I think that's everybody in the chat that came in today. So on that note, I just want to say thank you everyone for making these 2 watch-alongs very enjoyable, particularly the first one. The second one made it bearable, putting up with the game. So absolutely thank you for that. It's been awesome. So I wish you all well. Hopefully I'll see you again on Thursday. For the France-Morocco watch-along, which I think is going to be a banger. That is going to be a good game. I'm pretty sure that kicks off at 10 o'clock, so it's going to be a late one, but I'm sure we'll all be there. Hopefully we'll see Victor back and he's feeling confident watching these boys play Morocco. So on that note, my name is Ade. I'm the veteran arcade soldier. Thank you once again for joining me on the channel. If anyone does see this back later on as a vlog, then please do drop a like on the stream. consider subscribing to the channel, where it's a very fun and friendly place. We love our football. We do love our video games. Not everyone, but I certainly do. And there will be more of that on the channel once the World Cup ends. I am going to drop a new video tomorrow regarding some transfer news, where I have an opinion on something. So maybe some of the Liverpool fans might want to watch that. But if not, we'll see what YouTube does with it. But on that note, I will wish you all a good night. Hopefully see you Thursday, and all look after yourselves. On that note, I will see you next time. Take care, everyone, and enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the heat. See you Thursday. Take care.